The hierarchy of power in the podcast universe is about to change. It's Harmless Phosphorescence. Hello, everyone. This is Throw Smiley. I'm here to restore peace to this podcast, and I will use force if necessary. Who's joining me this week?
Tell them the man in black sent you. I'm Johnny Cash.
I just want to get zapped by the rock. I'm Brian Lesh.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I don't waste my words on the dead.
And that's it.
Or the living.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Very economical.
yeah. Al's been saving his words for a while. He's like a word billionaire at this point.
You can get something with those, Al.
You like Camel Cash.
This is Harmless Phosphorescence. It's the podcast where we watch every theatrically released full-length live-action superhero ever made. We gather some research into the production and the source material, and we tell you all about it. This show is brought to you by our patrons like executive producers Michael Beckwith and Atticus Burkett. You want to be a patron too? Go to patreon.com/harmlessentertainment. We got a lot of shows there, which you cannot hear on our main feed. We just put up BMX Bandits for our monthly movie. We're going to be doing The Leprechaun this month in honor of St. Patrick's Day. There's a bunch of others.
In honor our Irish
St. Patrick.
Yeah, in honor of St. Patrick's Day.
We were going to read Finnegan's Wake.
That's right. We decided The Leprechaun is the only thing that the Irish
More
really care about.
Celebration.
But this week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we are watching Black Adam.
Black Adam. What have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache. I was a slave until I died. Then I was reborn a god. My son sacrificed his life to save me. Open fire! Now, I kneel before no one. In this world, there are heroes.
I feel the pain of my city wherever I go.
And there are villains. Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do. My vision has shown me the future. You have two choices. You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket?
He got a rocket.
All black everything. You know my fresh coat.
Black Adam. It was released on October 21st, 2022. It had a running time of 125 minutes. It cost $260 million. And
When we get to July and Guardians, will it be like, this was released yesterday?
Well, I mean,
No, I know.
yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of
Catching up.
Yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a delay on pretty much everything in 2023 and going forwards because, we'll be doing things in between to keep ourselves busy.
But it's funny, like I know for myself, but I can get the top 10 answers right on a 25, 30-year-old movie. But then it's like, this came out last year. What?
Yeah, I'd be like, I have no idea what these movies are you're talking about. Yeah, well, and that's only partly due to like the recency, but also like I don't know, theater movies have changed. What's in the theater, what's popular is different than it used to be.
Well, and how they sell it to us. I mean, it used to be commercials. Like we saw a trailer and we're like, oh, that's on my list. Now you have to seek out the trailers.
Well,
not just
absolutely, but also it used to be like everyone went to go see all the movies in a theater. Like
yes.
I saw 13 going on 30 in the theater. Like what the fuck? Like
who didn't?
Yeah.
And at this
it's
point,
not as bad a movie.
No, it's not that. It wasn't that bad. But also, like at this point, it's like I don't know. I don't know if I want to go see this $300 million movie in the theater, or if I just want to wait to watch it on my phone while I'm falling asleep one night.
Yeah, change the landscape.
Yeah, but yes, it cost $260 million, and it made $393 million worldwide. So it was pretty disappointing.
But it made all of that money back. That surprises me.
It made it back worldwide, but like it has to do triple to actually be in profit is the general rule of thumb. So that was it needed to do 750 basically for the
it didn't do better.
Yeah, it got super bad word of mouth. Like
yeah,
it opened strong, and then everyone was like, meh, don't do it.
Yeah. I wonder how Shazam did. I can't remember.
Oh, Shazam was a hit.
Was that a profitable?
Yeah. Shazam did like between 5 to 6, I think, and it only cost like 90. So it was.
They should have put that in the random moviegoer's brain that there was a connection.
Yeah.
Even in the trailer we just saw, he doesn't say Shazam, and maybe that's a reveal. But why wouldn't you have a cameo with the arch character?
It's kind of weird that
we won't say enemy or villain, but
it's kind of weird that he wasn't in it in some way. Like even in like a
reference,
a post credits, anything. Like I know we got our Henry Cavill post credits, but
which was fun. But yeah, even in the kids' room, which is full of DC character memorabilia,
there's no.
It's just weird. They
that is
so far away.
It is really weird, especially considering like with the history of the characters and the history of this film development. It's weird that there was no connection to the very successful Shazam film, which is getting a sequel this year.
Right.
Yeah.
So the average moviegoer that doesn't know anything, they went and saw what they thought was a new character being introduced entirely. You can't assume that people know.
I wonder if they thought they didn't need it because of the star power of The Rock. I think that's probably what it came down to. Like, no.
It was a passion project for him.
It's the same exact crowd as the Fast and the Furious will go and see.
Well,
this.
yeah, no. The Rock and his
anticipated.
The Rock and his history with this character is fascinating. We will get into that. But in the meantime, guys, you ready to play the box office top 10 game? Here is the game where I'm going to describe the top 10 movies of the week of October 21st, 2022, that far off, distant time in the past. And the fellas here are going to try to guess what movie I am describing. You ready to play? Y'all?
Shazam.
I'm looking at this list and it's like, oh my fucking
Let's use
God.
Shazam.
I can't. Oh my God. Okay. At number 10 for the week of October 21st, 2022, a fashion model celebrity couple join an eventful cruise for the super rich.
Triangle of Sadness?
Triangle of Sadness. Yes.
I just watched that.
Me too, like a week ago.
I thought that was about a percussionist. Just playing their Triangle of Sadness.
I was disappointed it had nothing to do with the Bermuda Triangle.
Nobody talks about the Bermuda Triangle anymore. What's up?
Right, Bermuda Triangle, like quicksand.
Yeah.
Catching on fire.
What happened to that?
Yeah. Catching
like
up.
Mulaney said, as a child, I was taught that was a constant hazard to be on the lookout for quicksand.
Judging by the number of times I was told about stop, drop, and roll, I thought people got caught on fire constantly.
That's a good point.
Just all the time. Yeah.
As far as the Bermuda Triangle question, we have better technology.
Yeah, we're no
it's
longer.
easier to keep track of a plane or boat.
Yeah,
That's what they want you to think.
Yeah, that's what,
Some people say that maybe they don't.
Yeah. It's kind of like how suddenly all the alien sightings and ghost sightings stopped once we all started carrying cameras in our pockets at all times.
Have you noticed that?
The alien sightings have gone up in the sense that we are getting better footage from space of like ice particles and shit falling.
Right.
And scale is hard to measure when you're at such great heights that people are like, oh my God, look, it's a little tiny cube. And I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking piece of ice off the fuselage of something.
My favorite,
Probably this aircraft.
my favorite was that period in the 2000s when, because digital cameras of low quality make dust particles look like little balls when they hit the light. So suddenly there
Yes.
were orbs everywhere.
Orbs, yeah.
Orbs. Yeah.
Those are spirits. Yeah, I saw a video just recently where it was like, what the fuck is that? And it was clearly a satellite re-entering orbit. But people are just so fucking dumb that it's just
So-
like, and everybody else shares it. I'm like, I'm not an expert. That's what that looks like.
I follow World Star on Instagram, and it always makes me laugh. I love fucking World Star. I've been going to World Star since I was a teenager. But they always post rocket launches where you can see the plume in the sunset going, what do you think that is? People in the fucking comments are just like going bonkers. But like, oh, that's an easy enough thing to explain what that is. It's fucking rocket plume.
There was like 2 or 3 months ago, there was I was walking outside with Moon. We were walking the dogs or something, and there was like a crazy ass looking thing just going through the sky, and everyone was like, "What is that? What is that?" And I literally was like, "Oh, SpaceX." Okay, like took the phone out.
Yeah,
30
Found
seconds.
out.
It's SpaceX. Yeah.
It's confusing though because of scale and the angles and things. But yeah, that's UFO sightings will never go away. We will continue to think that we're seeing stuff because
Confirmation bias. It's why a skeptic never says, "Oh, I saw a ghost."
Yeah,
it's always people that believe in ghosts.
Yeah,
and kind of want to see a ghost.
Well,
I've been spooked before, but it doesn't mean I saw a ghost.
Yeah,
right. Well, something fell. I'm gonna go on with my life if you don't mind.
So, all right, at number 9 at the box office for the week of October 21st, 2022. A 1950s housewife living with her husband in a utopian experimental community begins to worry that his glamorous company could be hiding disturbing secrets.
That's a fucked up movie. Have you seen it? Yeah, Harry
No,
Styles.
not yet.
Olivia Wilde.
I heard
It's
it was
pretty good.
Is it? I heard.
I thought so.
I heard Harry Styles was terrible. I haven't watched it yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I disagree.
Sorry, you guys were talking over each other. What was the name of the movie?
We haven't said yet.
Oh, it's called something. Hello, dear. Or
It's
okay.
Don't
dear?
Worry, Darling.
Don't worry,
That's
darling.
I know
This is the one that Chris Pine looked like he got spit on by Harry Styles, and the internet erupted into
insanity.
Whether or not that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Chris
It was
Pine does a
beautiful
great
moment.
job as this sinister character.
This is
Really?
Oh,
He's
I mean,
like
Chris-
an Elon Musk type character, but it's in the 50s.
I fucking love Chris Pine.
Yeah, he is great.
Yeah. I thought the whole movie was good. That's just
This is the one where apparently like Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh got into a big feud because Olivia Wilde started dating Harry Styles, and then Florence Pugh thought she was giving him preferential treatment. Blah blah blah. Stupid.
She's fantastic in it, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's an incredible actress.
Yeah.
It's got some like Stepford Wife themes. It's interesting.
I've been listening because I've been doing. I know we're not all fans of it, but I've been doing a Scrubs rewatch, and I've been listening to a podcast that Zach Braff and Donald Faison have. And I didn't realize Zach Braff was living and dating Florence Pugh for a long time. I think they broke up now or something. But and so Florence Pugh would come on and do like a cooking corner. She'd like tell you how to like make specialty pizzas and stuff.
Far out.
Yeah, it was fun. Anyways, at number 8 for the week of October 21st, 2022, in the this movie. Okay. In the 1930s, 3 friends witness a murder, are framed for it, and uncover one of the most outrageous plots in American history.
Is this Amsterdam?
It is Amsterdam, yeah.
That was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It really didn't get much traction for a movie by, what's his face? Selznick, right? No. David O.
No.
Oh,
David O. Selznick's dead.
yeah, not
He
Selznick.
ran
What's his
MGM.
name? David. What is his name? It's
S. Goyer.
He has his hand in everything. But I felt the same way as I did like with Babylon and some of the other like
O. Russell.
blockbusters that are up. Oh, it is David O. Russell.
Yeah.
And then what? There's another one. Yeah. Anyways, they were like, okay, Babylon, same thing. Like, all right,
Yeah.
but not great.
Babylon I haven't seen yet. I'm planning on watching it soon, but I've heard both good and bad.
I had to try it 3 different times before I was like, okay, I get what they're trying to do. I don't know if I'm entertained, but I get it now.
I don't know. I realized just this week that I actually have watched all 10 of the movies that were nominated for Best Picture this year, and I'm like, oh no.
It's funny, we were talking about the theater going experience. Babylon, and I know Fuck the Fablemans or whatever. What's that called?
It's just called The Fablemans.
Oh, I thought there was a like Meet the Fablemans.
No,
or
because I
something.
didn't call Meet the Fablemans because like Meet the Feebles, Meet the Fablemans.
Right. The Peter Jackson. Yeah, so these movies that just like celebrate sitting in a theater.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was Steven
That's
Spielberg.
what Babylon's about, it turns out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I heard like the entire last like 10 minutes is just a montage of other movies.
Yeah, to this awesome score. It's that's the thing I was talking about getting. Is at first it just seems like a movie about decadent old Hollywood, but it shows us the Spike Jonze plays Eric von Stroheim. I don't know if you know who that guy was.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But it goes from silent pictures to talkies and what that did to Hollywood, and then he goes to see him anyway.
Well,
Sorry.
all right. At number 7 this week, speaking of the theater experience, after being resurrected by a sinister entity, Art the Clown returns to the timid town of Miles County, where he targets a teenage girl and her younger brother on Halloween night.
Terrifier 2.
What the fuck? I have never heard of this.
They're dumb. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, I'm looking at the poster. It looks like a like an 80s or 90s like bad like B.
Could you have thought that the killer clown genre could have gotten dumber? It did.
Is this the movie that was made by the Halloween costume store?
Oh,
Spirit
no.
Spirit.
That was called Spirit.
That was called Spirit.
Oh, okay. No, that was like a
Spirit Halloween.
ironic thing then.
No, but if you pay, B horror films, like I said, Leprechaun Origins was produced by WWE. And that was the only card. Like they put up all the money and it was. I'm like,
Wow.
oh, that's a production company. Okay, sure.
Give the people what they want, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how horror directors get budgets. It's crazy.
Well,
when they
I
have
mean,
to
that's
go-
the thing because like these movies cost them like $25,000. So like, go do it.
Yeah. In that Leprechaun, you rarely saw the Leprechaun, but he had predator vision. You know, that infrared predator vision. So whenever he was in the room, they just showed it from his POV.
The special.
my God.
I'm like, they're saving money over here.
Woo. At number 6 for the week of October 21st, 2022. Okay. Ladies be leading countries.
What?
If I describe it, you're just going to know what it is.
Is it The Woman King?
The Woman King.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I do know some movies that came out.
Yeah. Dang, Josh.
Look at me go.
I don't think I've heard of any of these movies so far.
Wow.
I don't remember anyway.
That's what I thought for me.
Yeah. At number 5 this week. Okay. A feature film based on a children's book that takes place in New York City.
Oh,
Josh got it.
I do.
Yeah.
Lyle Crocodile.
Lyle Crocodile, yeah. Shawn Mendes as Lyle.
I love that book.
Yeah.
Isn't he a singer?
Yeah, he sings.
Yep.
Is he a
He
singing
can't talk.
crocodile?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wears a little scarf. He's a good guy. It was written during the alligators in the sewers. Panic.
Yeah.
See, for a second, I thought it was the Winnie the Pooh slasher film.
I am looking forward to
Or that
that.
Blood and Honey, something
Is
like
that
that.
is that
Yes.
not out yet?
I think that's the subtitle.
Yeah.
Public domain, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way to stick it to Disney.
What?
You
So,
don't own.
yeah, so what? It's like next year, I think, that Mickey goes into public domain.
We'll see.
Um,
That's why Bob Iger's back. That's the only reason he came
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
But
like,
like,
we need a
also,
Mickey cartoon produced.
also, if it
Stat.
does, it's only a specific Mickey. So there's things like you can't have a Mickey with pupils.
Right. Yeah,
So,
no,
like-
it's just the original of iWorks Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. So at number 4.
Not Walt Disney. He didn't know how to draw Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
At number 4 for the week of October 21st. So this is the third movie in the third version of this series, which I think makes it actually like the 14th movie.
What?
Oh, it's James Bond,
they
right?
and they claim it's going to be the last one, but we all know it's starring someone who is currently nominated for an Oscar for a different film in Best Supporting Actress. Someone who just went off on the press about concerts start too late. I want to see
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
Oh, is this Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No.
Oh, Halloween Kills. Or
Oh,
dies.
Ends. Halloween ends.
Ends.
Halloween ends. Yeah, no, she just went off. She was like, I want to see Coldplay at 1 p.m. Concerts start too late.
She's still married to Chris Guest. That household has to be
Oh, man.
hilariously dry.
Oh, my God, yes.
I still love the, like, when paparazzi caught her yelling at her son at a cafe. Do you guys remember that?
no.
Like, ooh, mean mom, terrible mom. And then you, like, she put it in context and you're like, I'd have fucking yelled at him too. She's like, yo, you don't yell at your kids, you're an idiot.
I just love how positive she is all the time. Did you see they spoofed her on SNL last night
Oh,
Did they?
at the Oscars, like just gushing about all kinds of weird shit? It was great.
Well, when she did those Activia commercials, that
Yeah.
makes you shit better.
And she was so enthusiastic about
Yeah.
it too. She's like,
Yep.
you're gonna have the best craps.
she's like, would you like to put some Curtis back in your Jamie Lee?
Famous Nepo baby.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
At number 3 this week, after witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, a psychiatrist becomes increasingly convinced she is being threatened by an uncanny entity.
I know this one too.
This one I
watched a lot
saw.
of movies.
This one I
Smile.
did see. Smile, yeah.
I just saw the marketing for this, and I decided not to see this.
It was
as a
fine.
result.
It was all right. It wasn't like great, but it was fine.
Horror is
I re-
back to demonic possession.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand why.
We're back in the early 2000s, like the
Oh,
Grudge and shit.
Satanic Panic shit is back.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's, I mean,
Like-
QAnon. That's in my mind that they're the same
That's
thing.
probably it. Yeah.
There,
A supernatural entity.
I
Yeah.
like the majority of Smile was just like fine, but the end
Mhm.
where you actually get to see like the evil entity and stuff, it was a pretty cool design. I dug that.
I didn't hate Smell.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But I love that the supernatural presence a lot lately is also at a remote cabin somewhere. And it's just like, if I had the opportunity to spend a week at a remote cabin, the blood could be flowing down the walls and I
Yeah.
wouldn't care.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, look, I'm going to be here for a week. You do your thing. I'll do my thing. It's just like everyone's always like, no, we have to get away from. No, he can fucking leave.
Yeah. It's my vacation, all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I don't care.
At number 2 this week, opening at number 2. Oh, okay. A divorced couple teams up and travels to Bali to stop their daughter from making the same mistake they think they made 25 years ago.
I know the movie, not the name.
It's it's named after an Eddie Money song. Of
Is
course.
this Julia Roberts and George Clooney?
in
Tickets to
Ti-
Paradise.
Ticket to Paradise? Yeah.
Or yeah.
Which
I just thought of that song the other day, and I was like, did that include airfare, or was that the airfare? Do you have to get a hotel once you get to Paradise? I don't.
so early
That's
What do the 2 tickets cover?
early 2000s. Early 2000s, there was when I was working at the Gentleman's Club, there was a one dancer there whose claim to fame, and she brought it up every single day, was that she had fucked Eddie Money once.
oh, dude, I would tell everybody too.
And so
Yeah, man.
she danced exclusively to Eddie Money. But like
No.
yeah, exclusively to Eddie Money.
How old was she at this time?
She was probably around 40
Okay.
at the time she was doing this.
At the time.
But she didn't claim to fuck him like in his heyday when she was young. This apparently had only happened
Yeah.
about 5 years prior, and like around the late
Fair.
90s.
Oh wow. So she was like in his thrall
Yeah.
recently.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope she's doing all right.
Me too. Oh my God, she's probably in her 60s at this point. I hope she's.
Jenna on 30 Rock, like, this is a bigger mess than when I slept with Tom and Roseanne. And that was 2 years ago.
I just remember. Her stripper name was Kirby.
I have so many questions about that
Kirby was
choice. I
here.
guess the game was not as big in popularity as it is.
I mean, it wasn't unknown.
Wow.
And
It's subtle marketing otherwise. if
Yeah.
if that's the case.
and opening at number 1, nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods, I guess.
Does it say Egyptian?
This is what the description says. And imprisoned just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice on the modern world. He's like Dirty Harry.
Despite how often we go over there, or Americans cannot understand the geography of the Middle East.
Oh no, there's
Like you
Oh.
can say Egyptian and they'll be with it, or you could say Arabian and they'll be with it.
there was a point in this movie where I got very, very confused about where they were supposed to be on the planet Earth.
I
Yeah.
thought that was disappointing. I'm sure that it's comic true. Al will tell us, but Kondak, like, it could have just been ancient Persia and modern Iran. Like it.
Yeah.
That's what they live under. The interweb like bullshit. It's just their own government.
Yeah,
But no, it's Kondak, so just to make sure you don't care about anyone.
it's
Well, and
it's
It should be pre-Babylonian or something and just say that it's now other countries.
right.
Well, they made up the civilization. I mean,
Yeah.
not just the city, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. You could have had any story. It didn't
Yeah.
have to be as
No.
historically
It's
accurate, but
Kondak, so it can.
real location.
It's Kondak, so it can all be a slightly sepia toned, with people speaking vaguely Middle Eastern English and vaguely Middle Eastern accents to
Yep, some
each
British.
other constantly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very interesting.
But it's funny how international the Intergang was.
I know. But in American movies, yeah, it's always just quote unquote the Middle East. Like we refuse to acknowledge the borders we created
I mean,
through force.
And DC famously makes up countries, whereas Marvel generally uses them.
Besides
right?
a
Yeah.
Wakanda
And then we
era
talked
there,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, and then injects, your Wakandas, your Sokovias, your Latveria. Not
Well, we'll
Latveria.
get to it, but somebody took the Wakanda notes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
on Doc.
Jesus.
No, but given the history of DC and Marvel, I wouldn't be shocked if Eternium and Kahndaq predated all
Yeah.
of the Wakanda vibranium, what have you.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was from like the fucking 30s or 40s or something.
At some point in this
The
movie, we
golden
might
age.
want to get to why one works and one doesn't.
I mean, one works because it was in a good movie, and one works because it was in this movie. One doesn't because it was in this movie.
I mean,
See, I
yeah.
think there are more nuances than that.
Yeah, we just see it the one time in a guy's hand,
Yeah.
and he
Well,
makes a triangle. What was that hip hop group that used to put a triangle up over your head?
I don't know. Jay-Z used to do the.
Was that Jay Z? It was Jay Z.
It was
That's
Jay-Z,
right. The
yeah.
Illuminati thing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
That's what I thought of every single time they did it. I was like,
Right?
Hova.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a good segue. Al, we are done with the box office top 10, so it means it is your time to tell us what we need to know about the comic and character background of Mr. Blackforth Adamson's.
Adam Negro.
So, since we were just talking about it, and I was just looking it up, Kahndaq is a fictional place in the DC Comics universe. It was we first saw Kahndaq in July of 2006 in
Ooh.
52 #1.
So it's not old. Oh
No.
no.
So
That
they
makes it,
could have made that choice.
That makes it so much worse.
That
Oh,
makes
no.
it hilarious. That is okay.
Yes.
That's #1 on the choices of
So it-
why
I
did you
mean,
do this?
It could have been an ancient civilization. an ancient
2006, though. I mean, that's still more than 15 years ago.
But I mean, 2006 was also the year that The Rock first became attached to this movie.
Oh,
Yeah, I
what was
thought it was
06?
going to be Golden Age.
Uh-huh.
Like, I understand why you can't change Metropolis or Gotham. I
Yeah.
understand. But 2006, you could have fucked with that.
So it is a small country ruled by Black Adam.
So like Latveria kind of thing. Dr. Doom's.
Right. I don't know, kind of, but not
City
exactly.
state.
It's not real.
Yeah,
It
it was
doesn't
sure.
exist, and it was created by this. Yeah. Okay.
Let's see. It is generally pictured as somewhere on the Sinai Peninsula.
Okay.
Huh.
All right.
That makes things so
I mean,
much.
that's the area.
Yeah, that's what it felt
Yeah.
like.
the Asian part of Egypt.
Is it a hidden kingdom kind of thing?
No,
There's no bubble or something
no,
over
I
it.
don't. No,
That-
it's
Not in a cave.
That makes it all the more confusing. The scene in the movie where
Right.
where they were suddenly in what seemed like maybe Thailand or Vietnam for a single
China.
scene.
China. They were speaking Mandarin.
Oh yeah, because they went so far.
But there was okay.
I like the
Yeah,
scenes
but
where Black Adam
that
had
was-
to go to the UN meeting.
Sat next to Dr. Doom. Oh wait, different universe. Okay. So Black Adam or Theo Ramsey's Joser Teth Adam.
No, Josie.
Alejandro Vasquez.
Theo Ramsey's
Dela.
Joser.
Joser.
You
with
killed
a D-
my father. Prepare to die.
with the DJ. I guess you could call him Josie. Was created by Otto Binder and C.C. Beck, first seen in the Marvel Family #1, December of 1945.
Otto.
Black Adam appeared only once in the Golden Age publication of Captain Marvel Comics, published by Fawcett Comics.
Yeah.
Fawcett Comics. Did I? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I get there. Okay.
We've talked about them.
An ancient Egyptian named Teth Adam, meaning mighty human, is chosen by the wizard Shazam to be his successor due to his presumed moral purity.
Okay.
Wow.
So you can trick them.
Yeah.
It's not like Mjolnir. You can trick them. How great. How all powerful.
It's more like a Dumbledore.
Yeah, he's kind
Dumbledore
of
What does
got
that
tricked,
mean?
Right? Dumbledore got tricked.
It's not a Geisler.
Dumbledore got horny. Let's be clear on that.
By saying the magic word Shazam, Teth Adam is granted various powers associated with gods of Egypt. Actually, it was originally Greco-Roman deities, but later it was changed to Egyptian deities.
Like we need it to be a little more vaguely ethnic.
So
I remember the Grecian. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah. So Captain Marvel, was the Greek gods, and then Ms. Marvel was Greek goddesses. Like it's the same word but a different acronym. And so
That's where the Thunderbolt comes from.
they eventually went with Egyptian for this character, but not back in Fawcett Comics in the Golden Age. Those powers associated with the gods were stamina, strength, power, wisdom, speed, and courage. Mighty Adam is
A heart and a brain.
Yeah.
Mighty Adam is also a skilled practitioner of magic, spellcasting, and manipulation of magical lightning. Mighty Adam is soon corrupted by the vastness of his powers and decides he should rule the world, kills the pharaoh, and assumes the Egyptian throne.
That would have been so much better. That would have been such a better story.
Well, so
And then he. Never mind.
Corrupted by his power as he's awoken in the modern era.
well, the thing is, so like it wasn't. Black Adam was basically a straight villain in the comics up until the point where The Rock decided he wanted to be Black Adam, which point they were like, no, anti-hero.
Well, and I mean, you
Sure.
could make him an anti-hero. He just wants to
did.
rule the world for poor people or something, like,
I mean, I don't disagree with it. It was. They made it more of a "don't fuck with me" kind of thing.
yeah.
Than him wanting to rule the world. It was more of like a threatening, like I could rule the world if I wanted to.
He's like sad in this movie. He's like, leave me alone.
I saw
Why
someone.
you guys always want
Characters
to
are
talk
sad.
to me.
I was listening to a review of this, and it very interestingly they described Rock's portrayal of Black Adam as like he was trying to be like a superhero Don Draper.
Huh.
Which I thought was
Yeah.
interesting, where it's like, I'm so awesome at what I do, but I'm also kind of like sad and mean simultaneously, and I guess stare at people.
That's
and
Don
kind of
Draper.
dumb in ways that are surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Right.
weird. It was a choice. There were a lot of choices that we're gonna call him DJ. I'm gonna
He
call him
was-
DJ.
DJ Rock.
DJ TRJD.
Teth. He
Teth
was
Adam.
all in. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
He was all in.
As much as The Rock can act, he
He had
was.
to
I
get
enjoyed
trying to
greased
act.
up to squeeze into this thing, but he did the work. It's weird.
So, back in comics, angered by betrayal, but unable to revoke the powers he granted, the wizard Shazam renames his champion Black Adam and banishes him to the most distant star in the universe.
That's kind of cool. I love that the wizard fucked up, and he's like, "All right, you have a new name now. I'm just gonna."
I guess
Black,
the power is in the name, though. That's Does he have to say Black Adam to become Black Adam
Microsoft.
because his name has changed?
no,
Just to say
I
Shazam.
don't think so.
Well, later on, he started
Black-
referring to himself as P. Diddy.
For a while, he tried to go by lightning bolt symbol.
The artist formerly known as Black Adam.
Yeah. Well, that was because of some sort of contractual issue he had with this.
It's hard getting his name out there in print.
Having been banished to the most distant star in the universe, Black Adam spends 5,000 years flying back to Earth, arriving in 1945 to find 3 new champions, Captain Marvel Jr., and Mary Marvel.
Like Marvy.
Marvy Marvel.
AKA
Marvy Marvel.
And the
Marvy
Funky
Marv.
Bunch.
I love that story more than he was just trapped. Do you know what I mean? Like, that explains why he arrives in the future.
Yeah.
Space travel.
Yeah,
Took a while.
asleep in some rocks is way worse than space travel.
It's just been done so much. Apocalypse was the last time we saw it. Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Buried under Egypt.
Yeah.
So,
What the hell, man? We've seen this trope in an unsuccessful. Sorry.
so BA is tricked into saying Shazam by Uncle Marvel, the unpowered.
Unky Marv did that?
I had such an
Unky
uncle.
Marv,
He would wear a cape sometimes.
the unpowered member of the Marvel family.
Wait, he's unpowered.
But
That's not even Billy Batson's name.
I did see. I wish I'd sent that one to you. There was a book cover with the Shazam family, including Unky Marv, and he's
Shamley?
dressed up as like Captain Marvel, the same costume, but he's like
That's how
short.
you get killed
He's
by
like
a villain.
short and fat.
What
happened to
Lenny
Unky
from
Marv?
my cement character?
The
Just
bad
like,
guy crushed him to
We'll
death.
call him Uncle Marvin, and he can wear a shirt. Does he have powers? Don't tell him.
So Uncle Marvel tricks BA into saying Shazam, and he reverts to Teth Adam, the human Teth Adam, but the 5,000 years catch up with his human body. He turns into a skeleton and dies.
How do you trick someone without superpowers? How did he trick him into saying Shazam?
I
wanna know.
don't know. He hired the Goodyear blimp. And he was like, "Hey, BA,
That's it.
what does that blimp say? I can't read it from here."
no, he went on he took him on a game show, and it was password.
He's like,
It's like
hey.
things you really don't want to say right now. Shazam.
Oh no, I did it.
Approached him
What?
with a business offer.
What was Gomer Pyle's catchphrase? I can't remember. Shazam!
So Black Adam is resurrected almost 30 years later when DC acquired Fawcett's characters in the 70s. He's resurrected by Dr. Sivana, who we saw
Yeah.
in Shazam. Since his resurrection, BA has had team affiliations with the Injustice League, the Legion of Doom, the Secret Society of Supervillains, the Monster Society of Evil, and the Injustice Society.
The Monster
So he's a joiner.
Society of Evil.
He's a joiner.
Wasn't he in the Traveling Wilburys too?
Yeah, he was the one that no one can name.
Yeah.
Plays
He
a
was-
mean tambourine.
No, he was Teth Wilbury.
Since the turn of the century, however, writers such as Jerry Ordway, Jeff Johns, and David S. Goyer have redefined the character as a corrupted anti-hero attempting to clear his name and reputation. In 2021,
He's like, listen,
he-
okay, so I did some blackface in college, all right?
Those pictures were bound to get out eventually.
Hashtag Black Adam Truth.
In 2021, he joins the Justice League, again assuming the name Mighty Adam.
Mighty Adam.
Mighty.
Ooh,
Mighty
whitewashing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Why
Well,
not just
no, that
keep
was-
the name?
Adam. That was his original.
Wasn't his original name Shazam? Shazam.
No. Well, so he was Teth Adam. Shazam wasn't his name. It was just his password.
Well, I mean, in the way that Shazam's name is also Shazam.
Well, but Shazam's name actually wasn't Shazam. It was Shazam. We call him Shazam because of the whole thing with Marvel Comics and Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But Shazam's name's actually Captain
that's
Marvel.
right. He's Captain Marvel.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Nobody. There's no Shazam, except for Shaquille O'Neal's Shazam.
No. No, isn't it Sinbad? Ass.
Oh, is it?
No, it isn't. That's the joke.
So his name was Mighty Adam before he got corrupted and was renamed Black Adam.
Okay.
So now he's going by Mighty Adam again.
Okay.
I guess, yeah. He's not back in black. This is our first big screen appearance of the Justice Society of America, the first team of superheroes in comic books. Conceived by editor Sheldon Mayer and writer Gardner Fox, the team first appeared in All-Star Comics number 3, Winter of 4041, published by All American Publications, one of 3 companies which would later merge to form DC Comics. The original members of the JSA included Dr. Fate, Hourman, the Spectre, Sandman, Atom, the Flash, Green Lantern, and Hawkman. Or if you watch the bonus features and listen to the director, Hawkman.
Hawkman. He's like Spider-Man.
Sorry,
Yeah, he's like Spider-Man.
every time you said Hawkman.
So my real introduction to the DC universe was the Super Friends cartoon. I was definitely watching that prior to reading any comics, and so I definitely thought Hawkman was like an OG, like important character because of that.
Yeah.
He is OG.
Yeah. I mean, and he's been around.
Speaking of Hawkman, he first appeared in Flash Comics number 1, January of 1940. Created by Gardner Fox and Dennis Neville. In ancient Egypt, Prince Khufu and his consort Chayara are captured and killed by Khufu's rival Hathset. In 1940, Khufu reincarnates as American archaeologist Carter Hall. Chayara reincarnates as Shiera Sanders, and Hathset reincarnates as scientist Anton Haster. Carter Hall, in his archaeology, finds the ancient knife that Hathset used to kill him, and he regains his memory of his past life.
Archaeologing, Al?
Yeah, I made up that verb.
As in two archaeol.
Sorry, I love
As
that
in two
word.
archaeology.
Loge.
Hall uses properties of the nth metal to craft a gravity-defying belt, wings, a costume, and weaponry. I
so
guess
they
the
ended
knife.
up changing his origin.
Nth metal grants Hawkman flight, enhanced strength and eyesight, temperature regulation, limited physical regeneration, and reincarnation.
Reincarnation?
Yep, reincarnation.
Wow.
That's how they do it.
Yeah, you're
Later-
not indestructible. You can just come back.
Yeah.
Does he come back in the suit, or does he come back as a baby?
Or like
it's
as
an
like,
animal.
or as like a
I don't know.
squirrel or something.
He's like,
Well,
I'll be
man.
back to fight you in 18 years.
Let's see. Hawkman was a charter member of the JSA. In the Silver Age, Hawkman and Hawkgirl, Shiera, would join the Justice League. The origin of the Hawk people and the nth metal would later be ascribed to the alien Hawk world planet of Thanagar.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The
end of
Hawk world? Are there
The Dark Knight Strikes Back, Thanagar, like, yeah.
Are they
What
Hawk
happens?
people, or are they people with armor?
They're hawk people.
Like with hawk bills.
It's not like a headdress.
Like
That's their
a
hawk
bird man type situation.
Yeah, they're bird people.
Bird person.
Bird
That's
person.
just it's your classic Birdman situation.
Remember Kingdom Come? That was the first time I ever saw Hawkman like with a hawk face. Like,
That might have been the first time I saw it. Yeah.
before he always had a helmet. But then in Kingdom Come in the future he actually had like a hawk head.
Yeah, and one distinction that's different from this is that the wings were organic. Like if you like Angel from X-Men, if you rip the wings off, there would be pain. Whereas there's a confusing scene in this movie.
Right. Yes.
Well, so yeah, as I read, he used the nth metal to craft the wings.
Originally, but then
At some point, they were.
I don't remember that metal in Super Friends or anything.
They always
had
looked
wings.
organic. They always
Yeah.
just looked like hawk wings, like bird wings.
Then the Hawk people, when they updated the origin, those were wings
Yeah.
those people had.
Well, moving on to Dr. Fate, aka Kent Nelson, one of many Dr. Fates in the DC universe, but the first and probably best known. Debuted in a 6-page story in More Fun Comics number 55, May of 1940. His background, alter ego, and origins were not revealed until a year after his debut.
That's
So
fun.
They spent a year just showing him this guy in a blue suit with a gold helmet.
I love that.
I like Dr. Fate. I always did.
On an archaeological expedition with his father, young Kent Nelson accidentally awakens the cosmic entity Naboo, based upon a Mesopotamian god.
Spelled the same way as it is in Star Wars?
No, Nabu. The father is killed, and Naboo takes pity on the boy, training him to be an agent for the Cosmic Lords of Order.
I saw the
And
Cosmic
that's-
Lords of Order in concert once.
Yeah,
It's like the space
Guar.
cops.
Kind of.
But
In the
as
DC
cheesy as that sounds, I'll take it over an enchanted helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the enchanted helmet the way they used it in this, I guess, because it's quick and dirty, like it
Well,
makes
it's-
everything possible.
I wish DC would lean into how silly
Yeah.
they fundamentally are in a similar way that Marvel does, but it doesn't have to. They can strike their own tone, but lean into it. Like I feel like the Suicide
Have more
Squad
fun.
did.
I feel like Captain Marvel did.
Yeah.
So, Captain,
Or Shazam, sorry.
Dr. Fate.
Yeah,
He
he
did-
didn't spend 8 years in fake medical school to be called Mister.
Give him a
He
break.
he did name drop the Lords of Order in this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
It was to get into a club.
Name dropper.
Swordfish.
At some point when he was fighting Sabak, I believe. But
Yeah.
at any rate, yeah. They did mention it. It was one line about him working for the Lords of Order. In the DC universe, there were the Lords of Order and the Lords of Chaos. That were extra dimensional magic.
Do you think they do
entities.
like
New
in-service
gods.
training with the Lantern Corps? You think they like get together? They do like cross training. They're like, so how do you guys do
Yeah.
stop and frisk procedures?
Right.
Is that a Terry stop on the moon?
They're trying to get together a single agency so that they can communicate better and avoid.
Come on, Kilowog, do a trust fall.
Come on. Yeah, they're corporate retreats.
The Helmet of Fate grants Nelson spellcasting abilities as well as flight, healing, and manipulation of the natural elements wind, earth, fire, water, and lightning. Other artifacts at his disposal include the Amulet of Anubis, granting mind control, the Cloak of Destiny, a ward against fire and some magics, and the Orb of Naboo, allowing him to search for unknown threats.
This is why the helmet makes sense. He's got too many MacGuffins. He'd lose one and somebody'd use it against him or something if he had all this extra
Yeah,
crap.
that's a lot of stuff to keep
Yeah,
track of.
DC likes magical objects.
Yeah, which is great. It's awesome in a comic, or if he had his own movie.
Again, I wish they would just lean into this stuff instead of
Right,
trying
just
to be like,
Tell us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Cyclone, aka Maxine Hunkel.
Hunkle.
That's an unfortunate name. Maxine
Wow.
Yeah.
Hunkel lives
I've
in a
known some
trailer.
Hunkels.
She is not.
Salt of the earth,
Yeah.
the Hunkles.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, she is the granddaughter of the original Red Tornado, Abigail Matilda Ma Hunkel, one of the first female superheroes, dating back to June of 1939 as a civilian, November of 1940 as Red Tornado.
Okay, so Golden Age, these Golden Age comics were really like, there's some hillbillies that get involved in some magic stuff. We got Unky Marv and Ma Hunkel.
When we first see Cyclone on her computer screen, I believe, we see the words Red Tornado. They don't mention that she's related to him at all, but I noticed that. I really like that character.
Well, I mean, after the 20-second introduction of her, they don't mention anything about her at all in any way whatsoever, and she does nothing but be a tornado, really.
She does three things: get introduced, flirt with the big guy, and tornado.
She heals Kareem.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, the nanobots
Med
did
Bay.
most of the work.
Okay, a sentient android Red Tornado was a member of both the Justice Society and the Justice League in different dimensions. They were actually on different Earths. The Justice Society existed on Earth 2, and the Justice League was on Earth 1. In the 52 universe.
Yeah.
The 52 multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Only 52. The character that would eventually become known as Maxine Hunkel first appeared as a new Red Tornado in Kingdom Come #2, June of 1996, by writer Mark Waid and artist Alex Ross.
Okay, I remember that. I love Kingdom Come.
Oh, one of my favorite limited series of all times.
Mm-hmm.
10 years later, so in Kingdom Come, she was unnamed, but she was like the future Red Tornado. 10 years later, Jeff Johns creates Maxine Hunkel, who would follow the legacy of Red Tornado. And Alex Ross was like, hey, you remember that Red Tornado I drew for Kingdom Come? And Alex Ross was doing the cover art for the new book. He and Alex Ross, Jeff Johns and Alex Ross made their new character, Maxine Hunkel, the younger version of Red Tornado from Kingdom Come. And Maxine was introduced in Justice Society of America, Volume 3, #1.
All right.
Officially debuting as Cyclone in JSA Volume 3, #3. Cyclone has the powers of flight, wind manipulation, and sound wave control. Next up, we have Albert Rothstein, the godson of Al Pratt, the Golden Age Atom. Acquired his metahuman powers and of super strength and control over his molecular structure, allowing him to alter the size and density of his body from his grandfather, a reluctant supervillain known as Cyclotron.
I love to ride the cyclotron.
Yeah.
At the fair.
Yeah.
I like to ride my cycle.
His name was Ray Palmer.
That was the Silver Age Atom.
Oh.
Al Pratt was the Golden Age Atom.
So,
And the Bronze Age
time-wise-
was the
Ego.
Bronze Age was Leland Palmer.
Oh.
time-wise, compared to Ant-Man, where does the Atom sit on that?
I think
Oh.
Can he get small
Much
too,
later.
or just big?
the Atom can get
you know-
some, the Ray Palmer Atom.
You would think he could get small, but I guess normally he just gets big. Al first appeared as Nuklon in All-Star Squadron number 25, September of 1983.
Nuklon? That's
Nuklon.
the most 83 sounding comic book
Doing
name
the
ever.
Nuklon dance.
Yeah, it is.
So
Real
yes,
Juice Newton.
much after Ant-Man. He was created by Roy Thomas and Jerry Ordway. His first appearance as Atom Smasher was in Kingdom Come number 2, June of 1996.
Is that why he was in this movie? So he could smash Adam?
I
He is
know.
the Atom
It was
Smasher. I did
confusing
not
every
put
time
that
it was
together
Atom
until this
Smasher,
moment.
Atom Smasher. Yeah.
Up and Adam.
Up and Atom.
Atom Smasher was an integral character in many of the modern Black Adam storylines. He was kind of like his best pal.
Oh,
That's cute.
the friends they made along the way.
You think they smashed? Get my drift?
They did the
Oh,
smash.
he's that kind
They
of
did
Atom
the
Smasher.
Atom Smash.
Gotcha.
The Atom Smash.
Next up, we have Sabak. Sabak is the name of 3 supervillains appearing in DC Comics. The original Sabak debuted in Captain Marvel Jr. number 4, January of 1943, created by Otto Binder and Al Carreno. Originally, his name was Timothy Carnes, and he said the magic word Sabak, an acronym for his 6 empowering demons: Satan, Aim, Belial, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and Kratos.
Wow. So he is
Those are
Bizarro
the Power
Shazam.
Rangers.
Yeah.
Al, since you've given us the 6 satanic or evil demon names, can you give us the 6 Shazam names real quick?
The Egyptian or the Greek?
that is
Sorry, Doctor.
Woo!
Do you
Go, Professor Al.
In the
during
movie.
office hours only?
Because they named him, right? In the movie? Or they didn't in Shazam.
In Shazam, there was just the one left.
Right.
Yeah, just a bunch of chairs.
But he didn't
Look.
even name drop the others.
Yeah.
The deities. Okay. The Greco-Roman. It was Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury.
Yeah,
Huh.
see, I remember those. The
Yeah.
power of Samson. Yeah.
The Egyptian gods. We have Shu, god of air and supporter of sky. Hershif, with strength, or Harsaphes. He's the Egyptian Hercules. He gets power from Ammon, king of the gods.
Which was the name of the kid in this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wisdom of Zehuti, or Thoth,
The kid.
god of wisdom.
You mean vaguely Middle Eastern Bart Simpson?
Oh yeah, dude. That kid lives and dies by the skateboard.
We have the speed of Anpu, or Anubis, conductor of the dead, and the courage of Menthu, or Mont, the god of war.
Wow.
So officially, Shu, Hershif, Ammon, Zehuti, Anpu, and Menthu.
And the satanic ones?
The satanic
Oh my God,
ones again
Brian, stop making
were-
Al name things.
were Satan, Am, Belial, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and Kratos.
Zabuti.
Karn Sabak appeared in 2 issues of the Golden Age Captain Marvel Jr. in 1943, then 4 issues of other comics in the early 80s. Cut to 2004, Ishmael Gregor, Russian immigrant turned New York City mob boss, lusts after the power of Sabak, kills Tim Carnes to gain his powers, becoming a more feral and hairy beast version of the demon.
Yeah, baby.
Russians.
And that's our villain. But fuck, still not done.
All right.
Adriana Tomaz becomes the superheroine Isis, who was first incarnated in Andrea Thomas in Shazam number 25, October of 1976. She even got her own TV series, The Secrets of Isis, some of which were part of the Saturday morning, the Shazam Isis Hour.
Yeah, Almighty Isis.
Wow.
I remember
There were Mego figures.
I vaguely remember watching the Shazam cartoon when I was very, very young. I don't remember Isis at all, but
She was live action.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Was there a live action
Shazam?
Captain Marvel? Shazam?
I don't know.
I feel like they tried to do that, but I remember the animated version. That's how I knew what the Greek gods were associated with them. Was a cartoon.
Yeah, I vaguely remember I feel like I remember watching that around the same like I feel like it was on with the 70s Spider-Man cartoon or maybe the 70s live action Spider-Man. I don't know.
Yeah, Almighty Isis. Look up the action figure. You might recognize.
So Adriana Tomaz, I guess, which is an ethnicized version of Andrea Thomas. Adriana Tomaz. She became Isis in the comics in 2006, the same year that we were introduced to Amon Tomaz as the superhero Osiris. Both Isis and Osiris have powers similar to Shazam and Black Adam. Further discussion of these two can wait for the much-anticipated Black Adam 2, as they manifest no powers in this movie. But we got to mention Intergang, first appearing in Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, number 133, October of 1970.
Wait, Intergang was in Jimmy Olsen?
Whoa.
That explains a lot about Jimmy Olsen.
There's a
That's long
comic
ago.
called Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
Yes, there was for years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, created by Jack Kirby. Intergang is an organized crime syndicate armed with technology supplied by the villainous new gods of the planet Apocalypse.
But I mean, after some bad press, they had to rebrand themselves as Blue Pebble.
Nord, BPN.
They're an NGO.
Yeah.
Like, we're just here to help.
Aren't they didn't they do that? What was that song? Get Yourself Connected?
The writing on the wall. Yeah.
Get yourself connected.
That was Intergang, right?
Writing's on the wall.
Intergang. Which, by the way, in this
No,
movie...
actually, that was Stereo MCs.
It was serious.
It was Stereo MCs. Intergang, who in this movie were like three guys that mostly hang out at traffic stops.
I was going to say, I'm surprised it existed that long because it totally sounded like hackers, like a cheesy internet.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it, Al?
That is it.
Okay. Woo.
To the best of my knowledge.
That was some background and on the characters and comics. It was indeed. So that brings us to the production of the film itself. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
DJ.
DJ, first became attached to this IP in April 2006.
And he said that he is a fan of this character in particular.
Yes.
Yeah, he really wanted to play it.
Yeah, he did. Well, no, originally he was supposed to play Captain Marvel. So for the first about 6 years of him being attached to this movie, he was supposed to play the character that Zach Levi played in the movie Shazam.
But he stated that he really identified more with Black Adam, I suppose.
He did. He liked the character
that's
Black Adam a lot, and he said that he was he went back and forth for a number of years as to which one he would prefer to play, because obviously he's The Rock, so he always wants to be the hero, but he likes the character of Black Adam.
They made the right choice.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
By April 2014, Warner Brothers announced a Shazam movie, and it was at that point that The Rock was announced as playing Black Adam in the Shazam movie. In 2017, they decided that The Rock needed to be the star of his own movie and not the villain or reluctant anti-hero of a Shazam movie, so they split him off into 2 movies in 2017.
Wow. His star power was at its peak probably in 2017.
At about that time, yeah, absolutely. The bloom was not yet off the rose at that point as far as The Rock was concerned.
Yeah. That was pre Jungle Cruise or whatever.
Yeah. So at that point...
Is that when he had that app, the Rock Clock?
Did he?
Oh yeah. It was a phone app. It was like sort of a motivational thing, but it had an alarm also with like various, his favorite alarm tones, but also him like
Favorites.
Okay.
I think there was one where he was just like, wake up.
Oh, wow.
Wake up.
I don't want that at all.
So far, Jeremy Renner and The Rock both had their own apps. So
I was thinking about Renner,
I'm
too.
100% going to be going down a rabbit hole to see what celebrities had their own apps for a period of time.
Wow.
Because I have
none of the ones that we want.
I have a
I
feeling
want a Werner Herzog reads aloud app.
Werner Herzog just wakes you up being like, life is a meaningless existential nightmare.
But you should get out there. like daily, like
the
a daily
universe
calendar.
is indifferent to your suffering.
Yeah.
And then he rolls down a hill.
How does that not exist? That is a product that should be a thing.
Woo. Okay, so
And the screams from Grizzly Bear won't wake you up. Grizzly Man, not Grizzly Bear. Sorry.
So this film has 2 writing teams on it. But
Teams.
One writing team and another single writer, but that's because the single writer, Adam, I'm going to say his last name wrong. Adam Steichel, I think is probably how you pronounce that, was hired in 2017 to write a Black Adam movie, which he did. He wrote a Black Adam script, which was then almost completely forgotten and thrown away, but there were enough things in it that he still gets a credit on this film.
Get that money, Adam.
Adam Steichel is also known for writing Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Road Chip, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul, and 2018's Rampage, which is how he got the writing gig on this, because that was The Rock.
So he writes kids' movies.
He
The
also
utility director,
he wrote
writer
the
stuff.
2020 Scoob.
Interesting.
I liked that.
I haven't seen it yet. That's crazy. Okay, so Scoob is crazy because they, the whole Warner Brothers thing that happened in 2022, where they stopped doing things for money and decided that to throw things away for money was better. Scoob 2, unlike Batgirl, which was in post-production, Scoob 2 was done, completed, ready for release when they said...
it's in the can?
Yeah, they said, no, we're never going to release it because we'll make more money by not releasing it.
I hope James Gunn convinces them to release that movie.
Even though they didn't get Matt Lillard, which is funny because he didn't know until he found out about the movie.
Yeah,
but it was decent. Mark Wahlberg's the Blue Falcon and Tracy Morgan is Captain Caveman. It's good shit. I thought.
I like Scoob.
Yeah, I had fun.
I haven't seen Scoob yet, so it's all been downhill since Mystery Inc. in 2014. Anyways.
No, you can't stop them.
No. So yeah, anyways, that script kind of got trashed. At some point it was decided that Black Adam was not going to appear in any form whatsoever in the Shazam movie. I think just because The Rock wanted to premiere the character in his own film, but there was a deleted scene from the Shazam movie in which they reference Black Adam.
Interesting. I would have liked that. The DCEU needs more cohesive threads.
Yeah,
Than just
DCEU
Cavill walking on set without a mustache when he's not in the movie.
They don't drop his name, but there is a visual cameo of Black Adam in Shazam.
Is there?
Yeah, the Wizard is talking about the previous champion who was deemed unworthy.
Oh, that
Oh,
would be
okay.
yeah. That's Black Adam. Okay.
And they show him like from behind,
Mm.
but he's very rock shaped.
Okay. So
I don't know. This would have served well to have Captain Marvel somehow, somewhere.
it would have.
If not the character, the actor, then somewhere.
It would have been really fun for them to actually use the name Captain Marvel too, just to get that. Because I think they could get away with that.
I'm not sure legally if they can.
But I bet you they could have a gentleman's agreement. I don't think that Marvel would be like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because if they didn't call the movie that, I think that would be fine. You know what I mean? But I could see them seeing each other and him being like Captain Marvel and him being like, who? I'm Shazam.
It's just interesting that they, in their own universe, they have these two polar characters, and they obviously Superman, but his counterpart was always Captain Marvel.
And I get the thinking behind, like, I want to introduce this character on the stage by themselves, not as an ensemble member, because that's going to give them their full due.
But you could do as much as
Black Panther and Spider-Man both got introduced in ensemble movies and then had huge hits afterwards. I wonder if this would have benefit from being like, oh, we saw The Rock. I've been waiting to see The Rock in this movie because I saw him in a brief cameo.
Well,
in Justice League or in whatever.
Speaking of, so originally in 2017, the script that was written, it was a follow-up to an abandoned script by the original version they were going to make of The Suicide Squad, because in The Suicide Squad, the original version, which was Gavin, was supposed to be written and directed by Gavin O'Connor. The weapon of mass destruction that the Suicide Squad was tracking was going to turn out to be Black Adam.
That would have been incredible to have The Rock be the bad guy and then fly away at the end to contemplate his life and open with him. Yeah, man, what a missed opportunity.
Yeah. So when Gavin O'Connor left, they scrapped that script and we got the Ayer, David Ayer. I don't know. Got his version, which turned out to be a trailer editing company's version.
That would have been a very different movie. I mean, obviously there are so many different iterations of that movie, but having Black Adam as a moving object, versus the witch that they fight at the end is like in a tunnel dancing.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to have them have to be mobile and kill something or capture something, and not kill, but capture instead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that really working and then feeding into a movie in 2019 or whatever.
They have to have made up generic CGI villains. I don't know why, but they have to.
Every fucking time. Yep.
But he would have been a perfect use for our anti-heroes to fight another anti-hero.
And then, like you said, on the hunt.
Yeah.
No, it's always, even if it is a character.
Stand in a stairwell somewhere.
Well, and I mean, this movie's a goddamn mess.
Yeah.
I mean, because hero or villain, Black Adam is the protagonist of this film, but there isn't really an antagonist until the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very, very end. And it's what's her name again? Amanda Waller.
Oh no, I was going to say the demon dude,
Sabak.
Sabak.
Yeah. And Sabak
who
betrayed
shows
our
up
other
for 5 minutes.
Our first person character people. Yeah.
But he was there the whole time.
Yeah, but he
It
disappeared.
felt like an
Ish-
afterthought.
He disappeared for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
big chunk of movie, he just disappeared. I don't know what he was doing. Apparently, he had to stop and get some lunch.
He had
Change
to
his,
get blood, for a ceremony, I'm sure.
But anyways, after Shazam was a hit, they decided to fast track this one. Then COVID happened, and it took a while for it to get into production, which is why we didn't get it till 2022 instead of when it was originally planned for 2008.
Yeah. This movie definitely suffered.
Yeah. It was.
I will say this, though. Regardless of all of that, it sounds like they were able to make the movie they wanted to make, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
I think the problems that the movie have are the problems DC has. I don't think as a production it was bad. You know what I mean? Like
I just think the story choices.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
That's the problem.
So our writing team on this, besides Adam Steichel, is Roy Haynes and Sohrab Noshervani, who are mostly known for doing the BBC series Informer. They made a movie called The Mauritanian, which is like a legal drama. Let's see. Their script called From Here to Albion, which has not been produced yet, was named to the blacklist in 2013. That's kind of where they started. So they have a bunch of scripts that they're like well respected for, which have not gotten produced.
Wow, that's interesting.
They did write Revenge at a Wedding, and something called The Narrows. Yeah, none of these got made. But the Mauritanian did, and then they got hired on to Black Adam. Our director is Jamie Colette Serra, who is best known for directing Jungle Cruise.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
He also made House of Wax, that 2005 slasher movie. Huh. He made Orphan.
Remake.
Yeah. He mostly did kind of B-rate horror throughout the 20s, the 2010s. He did a couple Liam Neeson is tough movies, Unknown, Nonstop.
He makes sense to me then, that fits the vibe of this.
The Commuter. Oh my God. He made 3 Liam Neeson is tough movies.
Wow.
Liam Neeson has made a lot.
Liam Neeson has made so many Liam Neeson is tough movies in the last 12 years.
More than anyone.
Yeah.
He's the leading cause of Liam Neeson movie.
But yeah, so he got hired on to make the Jungle Cruise, and then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, DJ to his friends, liked him and hired him on for Black Adam, and that's about it with that.
Gotta love when an actor hires the director.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's called the Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Or the Robert Downey Jr.
He's currently making something called Carry On, which is a thriller starring.
Wait, Carry On is in a bag or like ION?
It seems like it's a bag.
Oh. Okay. I hope it's a play on words. I hope it's a bag full of human remains.
Which looks like it's going to star Taron Egerton and Jason Bateman.
Oh, all right. You have my attention.
Yeah, which is interesting. So
I also hope that they're, again, Carry On and Carry On. That is a great setup.
Carrying on, Carry On?
Yeah. That's about it. This movie.
Because you can't. I tried.
Yeah, they don't like that.
You try and put that thing through the X-ray machine, you're going to go to jail.
You ship a dead body across country then.
This movie
Can't uncut it up from little bits. Sorry. What were we talking about?
Well, I mean, you can, but then you have a whole nother problem.
Then you're
It's
making Frankenstein.
Sitting in the, it's like tying your shoes after putting them through the scanner. You have to like sit there and sew the body back up.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
on the floor.
Uh,
In front of everyone.
Cross-legged.
Yeah.
Black
While they
Adam.
go through your shit.
Black Adam has 39% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
It's not a
That's
well
lower
reviewed.
than I thought.
It is not a well reviewed film. No.
Okay, what is the fan rating on Rotten Tomatoes? though?
Oh, okay. Let's see. I don't
Because
know.
we don't. I don't think we do this enough with these comic book movies.
I
'cause
know, and that's the one I pay attention to.
Is the fan rating?
Or
Well,
I pay attention to
a
both.
committee of nerds.
Because anytime that they're in great conflict, I'm like, oh, I will definitely watch that movie. If
So-
movie seeking,
I mean,
The-
I don't pay attention to
the
reviews.
fan rating,
Period.
the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is 88%.
I am here for the drama, though. Man, 88%. Are you kidding me?
That's high, yeah.
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 So
I would definitely not say yes as just a fan. No.
so I have some letterbox reviews here.
No cast.
Oh yeah, our cast. Okay, fine.
Oh
Fine.
no.
This fucking
I thought I
movie.
could skip it.
Damn.
Other
I
than
know,
Dwayne The
I
Rock
would've been
Johnson.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dwayne.
it's just Dwayne the Rock
And,
Johnson.
former James Bond Pierce Brosnan.
All right.
And
I didn't recognize anybody else.
Well, okay, we've got Aldous Hodge as Hawkman,
Harcourt and Waller.
who was let's see, he was probably best known for he was in Leverage for a number of years. Let's see, he was in a series called Underground.
He was in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. A Good Day to Die Hard.
he's in two of them.
Yeah, he plays Raymond in both.
I assume he drives a limo.
Well, no, he plays Raymond in Die Hard with a Vengeance and Lieutenant Foxy in A Good Day to Die Hard. Okay.
Oh, okay.
He
Okay,
played
that makes more
MC
sense.
Wren in Straight Outta Compton.
Really?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
He voiced oh dang it. Green Lantern.
Jon Stewart.
John Stewart Green Lantern in a recent Green Lantern Beware My Power.
Oh, he got his start. He got his start as a regular cast member on Sesame Street from 1993 to 1995.
That's
Really? I
He's
was
for the-
definitely watching him on Sesame Street then.
He's for the street.
Oh, I recognize this guy from Sesame Street because I have kids. Anyways, at Sesame Street
He
shows.
was a part of the Elmo era.
Yeah.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Noah Centineo as Adam Smasher. Jude was like, this dude's a fucking TikToker. That's how he got famous.
All the girls I've loved before, I think, is the thing that I've seen him in, the Netflix thing.
All
That's
the
how he-
all the boys.
All the boys I've loved before. Thank you.
Right, and he got that because he got started as a TikToker.
It's a different time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Or
famous.
no,
That's
not
your
even a
demo tape.
TikToker. A music dot
That's your
ly. Musically. A musically
Interesting.
guy. Yeah.
Oh.
Good for him.
But he was also
Now he's
at-
the Fonz's
he
nephew.
also had a recurring role on Austin and Alley, which was a Disney
Oh,
Channel.
Obviously,
TV
we've all
show.
watched Austin and Alley.
I have.
I've heard of
because,
that. I've watched
because
yeah, Ella.
I had an Jude's the same age as Ella, and so
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She was a tween girl, and a lot of them, it's just sitcom writing, so it's amusing.
Yeah.
You know,
It's-
about
it's-
half of the time,
it's-
it's like
it's all
watching
just-
Raymond or
It's all just
Reba's one of my favorite sitcoms.
No,
Nobody.
no.
even
All
said-
those Disney
Yeah,
Channel
it's
Nick
hilarious.
shows, they're all just Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
exactly.
it works. It'll continue to work forever. It's like soap operas.
Sarah Shahi
Since the
as
Boomers
Adriana.
made the teenager.
Sarah Shahi as Adriana Tomaz. She was best known as Kate Reed from Fairly Legal. It's fairly legal. Don't worry about it. And Person of Interest. She also had a supporting role on Alias.
Was she on the TV show Life? I think that's a different actress.
I don't believe she was. No, I don't think so. She was. No, she was. It was. That's her.
She's the I don't know if you guys have ever seen that. That's what's his face from I guess Billions or whatever. Homeland. The redheaded British guy who was in Band of Brothers. I can't think of his name.
Oh,
Damian Lewis.
Oh.
But they're great in that together. It's like a buddy cop drama, and he's like fresh out of prison for being wrongfully accused, and he's got a big settlement, and he's very zen, and she's uptight, and it's great.
She did a lot of like legal / cop shows throughout the 2000s and 2010s, like a lot of them. She was also in Dr. T and the Women.
Oh, what woman wasn't though?
Right.
In Dr. T and the Women. It's right there in the name.
all the women.
She has a lot of
Robert Altman.
She has a lot of walk-on stuff in a lot of movies throughout the 2000s. Old School, Legally Blonde 2, Rush Hour 3. She lady did some work, so good for her. Marwan Kenzari as Ishmael / Sabak. Let's see. He was in he was in the 2019 Aladdin as
Jafar.
As Jafar. He plays vaguely Middle Eastern bad guys a lot.
Well, he looks creepy. So
he does. He's got that look.
Then again, that's like having Steve Buscemi play the bad guy in every American movie. So, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, he was in the 2017 Mummy.
Right, as the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
He was on Murdered on the Orient Express. Dude plays vaguely Middle Eastern bad guys. Quintessa Swindell as Cyclone. She was in that Trinkets Netflix show, which I have heard of. And Euphoria.
Oh.
I don't remember her from Euphoria, but I don't remember much of anybody that's not Zendaya or Sydney Sweeney in Euphoria. Let's see. She was also in a few movies nobody's ever seen. Okay. Pierce Brosnan, former James Bond, former Remington Steele, and former what was that movie with Renee?
Thomas Crown Affair.
Thomas Crown Affair. That was a good movie. Good fucking
Mrs.
movie.
Doubtfire.
Oh, Mrs.
Pierce
Doubtfire.
Brosnan's great.
Pierce, yeah, he's Pierce Brosnan,
fight.
but he plays what should be the good guy to Robin Williams' fucking villainous evil.
I love that interpretation of Miss Doubtfire. It is my favorite. I went back and watched it a few years ago and was just like, he is the bad guy.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Weird, yeah,
that's not
like,
cool. What
the
he
police
did.
should be involved.
Absolutely.
Still a wonderful movie. I love it. It makes me feel good every time. But
yeah, it's great.
Criminal acts are happening on screen that we are cheering for.
Yeah, and of course, we've got Jennifer Holland as Amelia Harcourt from the Suicide Squad / Peacemaker, and
Mrs. James Gunn.
And and Mrs. James Gunn. Henry Winkler as 7 Fabulous Seconds of Al Pratt on a phone screen.
Getting checks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some Vin Diesel level.
Yeah, absolutely. And Amanda Waller is back.
Viola Davis
as Amanda Waller.
She has now developed this hardcoreness. Not that she wasn't, but she's always been a badass. But now it's just like, if I ever see her in anything else, like she should headbutt that dude.
Absolutely.
Waller feels so lived in at this point, and I really enjoy seeing her. Every time she pops up on screen, I'm like, she's the thing that's connecting anything in DC right now, which is a shame.
Yes. And she's the most villainous character that they've had.
She's the Nick Fury of the DC.
Well, yes, that's exactly right.
And to your point, Josh, I don't think they're going to capitalize on that. I think they're going to continue doing the Suicide Squad thing of knock her out for a while, and then she'll be back to being in charge by the next time we see her. I would love to see her be the bad guy in a movie.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like she's villainous.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
it's that weird moral ambiguity that we'll talk about with Hawkman. But,
Yeah.
Heroes don't kill people, except the people they kill.
So, all right. This, like I said, I've got a few reviews here from Letterboxd. Unrated, Demi Adejayubi writes, not so much a movie as it is a Black Adam 2022 all scenes movie clips YouTube compilation.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
not wrong.
No,
That's a
A
DC
bunch
movie
of things just happen.
a bunch of stuff just
for a
happens
long time.
and it's cut
Yeah.
together a bunch. Yeah.
With weird
there's a
music
fight.
transitions. Yeah.
Not
Now-
just the third act. Let's have the second and third act be a fight.
Now, the rest of these, I want you to guess whether it's a 5 or a half star rating because there's no way to know
Okay.
based on what they've written.
Alright.
Enchun writes, Dwayne has rocked my Johnson.
1 star.
Half a star. That's right.
Half a star, yeah. Sounds good, but
Griffin writes, the Now You See Me of superhero movies.
5 stars.
Five stars.
Magic is real in this person's mind.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
I've said this on.
He's waiting for magic movies.
I'm pretty sure I've said this on mic before, but the fact that they didn't call the sequel Now You Don't just infuriates me to no end.
I think that's why they did it. They did it to be dicks.
Vikey writes, The Rock.
1
5 star.
star.
5 stars. Yes. And Hammer writes, I should have just watched Lyle Crocodile.
5 star.
5 stars.
Half a star.
Half a star.
That's all.
Topical though.
Yeah, that's all I got there. Guys, are we ready to just jump into the movie now that we've been doing this show for an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
is
Let's just get through it. Yeah, let's
Motherfucker.
just
about to start.
plow it down.
All right. Here we go. This is Black Adam. We open in 2600 BC with a voiceover. There's nothing I love more in a superhero movie than a prologue that takes place in some sort of ancient fictional society.
Yep.
It needed a scroll.
Yeah.
It needed a crow.
Everything needs a
Just
crow.
flying over, we can just see the world from the bird's perspective.
So
We need
it-
one of those bird people.
yeah,
One of them.
Justice for bird people.
because you know what I've been eating? Bird cock.
There's no time.
God damn
You
it,
can fly.
Damn it. It's so yeah, it's a super awesome civilization, but then there's a bad
It was interesting because it was he said it was the first self-governing people on Earth.
yeah, I don't know if it was interesting though, Al.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He said that,
But
though. He
all the
did
more
say
reason
that.
why it should have been like ancient Persia or something like that.
Yeah. This.
Yeah.
Then it would have been like, oh yeah, that is correct. One of
I
the
watched-
earliest civilizations.
I watched the behind the scenes thing on making Kondak, and they clearly thought a lot about what they wanted to make, but none of that translated.
Right, and then they just had a vaguely sepia tone. They had a sepia toned, vaguely Middle Eastern country where everyone just spoke English to each other in a vaguely Middle Eastern accent.
They were
Yeah.
so proud of their location that they chose for the mine. I was like, yeah, it's a cool spot, but why did you make it look like that?
The,
Like,
the
why not
sand
just-
mine in Georgia.
Yeah, like why not just show us what it really looked like instead of make it all chalky?
Yeah, and hey, look, I found a chunk of an old Coke bottle from the 40s.
So this is the thing, dude. What was that movie? The Gods Must Be Crazy.
Yeah.
This was a big
Yes.
The Gods Must Be Crazy moment in this movie. Is there only one chunk of Ethereum in this whole place? Is that the only chunk?
It's the only one we're
Knew it was there?
shown, but they clearly
Eternium.
there's more because they're still mining it, and they power their flying bikes off it or have missiles from flying
that's true.
bikes.
I guess the Ethereum
Yeah.
missiles are a thing.
Eternium.
It,
Eternium.
Eternium. And it
Ethereum is a
works like
Bitcoin.
vibranium, and it's his kryptonite-ish, right?
Yeah, it
guess.
seems like it.
It cuts him.
It can hurt him, yeah.
Yeah,
But that doesn't seem.
I wanted them
it
to
doesn't
show
do what
me
kryptonite does, like its
more
presence.
of. Not that this movie needed more time, because this movie's long as fuck. This movie needed a mining sequence in the mine with the Ethereum or the Eternium being mined by Kondak people for Infinity Gang.
For Intergang.
Intergang.
Yeah, that would have made a lot more, like it was
Now
a lithium
Delta
mine or something where they've been imprisoned.
Because, again, the only thing we see of them oppressing anybody is 3 dudes that make them stop to show their IDs in traffic.
Right.
And I get that checkpoints are oppressive. Like, that is truly an oppressive thing. That is what fascist governments do, whatever. But at the same time, like, that's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's one minuscule thing that they do.
At the end, when the people rise up, they don't fight Intergang. They fight some spooky, scary skeletons.
Yeah, which, I mean, I get the need to do that in a movie that's for children. This is PG-13, right?
Yeah.
Because, they didn't go for hard R. So you have to have them fight creatures at the end. It's fine.
I mean, he kills a bunch of people throughout this movie.
True. But if people are killing people, that's different. And he's zapping mercenaries.
Yeah, no, he only kills bad guys. So, of course, he's not a hero. But he doesn't kill anybody that's not a bad guy.
Well, and the other thing that I, not to get hung up on Intergang, I think this will be my only Intergang point besides speeder bikes, is the people of Kondak are not working for them.
No.
There's none of that like, oh, this person is like a rat. This person is a local in gear. Running a checkpoint. Those kinds of things would have made way more sense to establish the 27 years. They say 27 years is how long Intergang has been running Kondak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 27 years.
That's 95?
Sure. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, we're still in the prologue here. They get a bad guy king. He wants to make some bling. So he can be all powerful and stuff. And so he makes them mine Eternium. It's their magic rocks. And then one kid's like, why don't we have heroes? I need a hero. I'm holding out for a hero until the morning light.
You mean Bart Simpson?
No. That's not Bart Simpson. It's the Rock's kid.
It's
Barut.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which big reveal at the end.
Big
for this one.
So triangle hands is a capital offense in ancient.
Yeah, don't be throwing up them gang signs. So he starts to stage a revolt, but then they're gonna execute him, and then he's given the powers of Shazam by the Council of Wizards. And then apparently he comes back as the Rock. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, from the back.
Yeah, and then he kills the evil king and blows up a place. And then we cut to the present. Bart Simpson is skateboarding through town. Vaguely Middle Eastern Bart Simpson.
Yeah, so he fell into the short round problem.
This kid's terrible. I'm sorry.
Just throw a kid in.
I don't generally dunk on child actors because they're kids, but this is not a good kid actor.
He wasn't given anything that was written like a kid. Also,
that's what I mean. Yeah, just a kid.
Yeah. He is a plot device. He is a knob that they turn, which sucks.
When he at the end where he jumps up on the rock and in a normal indoor room tone speaking voice says, "We must rise up and stop. Everybody look at me."
I mean, they had to do it because Black Adam probably wouldn't stand there and listen to an adult speak to him.
Yeah.
But they didn't give the kid.
Well,
I don't know.
I understand thematically he lost his kid, so now he's going to become emotionally attached to this kid, but it was clumsy. This kid was uninteresting.
Well, we don't know
as
that
a character.
to the end.
We don't know that to the end.
I wish that had been emotionally clued in more throughout the movie. That the kid was seeking a father.
That reveal was so stupid.
And that The Rock was seeking a son. Like, not so to that's such like an overgeneralized way of putting that, but they should have clued us into that a little bit so that the emotional payoff of that ending would work better.
Because there was no payoff.
Yeah.
I didn't care. Oh,
Yeah.
it was the dad instead of the kid. I thought the kid made more sense,
Yeah.
more of an impact, but
Yeah.
fine. It's
Yeah,
the
and
dad.
and let's be clear, the movie making, the cinematographic art in this film is fucking terrible. The editing is clumsy. There was a score in every single second of this movie, and
there are sequences that look incredible in this movie.
there's some cool effects here and there, and there's like moments that like I get what they were going for, and it kind of looks cool, but it doesn't hang together because it's all so clumsily one moment to the next. Bing, bang, boom, go, boom, boom. Let's hit it.
Pretty moving pictures do not make a good movie in any sense, and this has just some of that.
And it constantly was in that in between thing. Like I'm glad that it doesn't have that glossy Marvel sheen. I like a little bit of grit in DC. That's cool. But also it cut between that Zack Snyder kind of grit and then like a 2000s sepia toned, like something with starring Hayden Christensen or whatever those fucking movies we were watching were.
No, like a Zack
Jumper?
Snyder movie, just like a beam of light shooting across the horizon, but the camera's way, way far away. Like just that like Man of Steel.
Yeah.
It's a worm's eye view the entire time.
I think this movie could have used some Zack Snyder flavor, though. Honestly, it would have been better.
It did at the post credit did.
Well, with like his cinematography style, slow motion in particular. This movie would have benefited from some slow motion, and it feels weird saying that out loud.
It had some slow motion,
but not where it counts, and not in a way they just used it. They didn't use it like because Snyder uses it too much.
Yeah,
but they used it in weird places.
Well, and again, say what I said this in our chat. Say what you will about Zack Snyder, he can put together a cohesive action sequence. Like it at least will make sense and look pretty. Yeah, he just goes too far with it. Whereas this was like just fucking visual gobbledygook bullshit thrown up on screen.
This is a Transformers movie, but with superheroes in it.
Absolutely.
And I'd said it before, you can fall asleep for a good 20 minutes in a DC movie and wake up and it's still the same fight scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the present, Intergang's bad. Bart Simpson's mom is apparently a revolutionary / archaeologist. And then
she knows her people's history.
Yeah,
Indiana taught us that you have to have two jobs. Like you can't just hustle as an archaeologist.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, there's no pay in that. Yeah.
Well, we didn't get the two costumes.
Belongs in a museum.
That's a bummer. She should have had archaeology clothes and revolutionary clothes.
That's right. She switches back and forth
to clearly show us what job she was at.
Yeah. So she's looking for the crown of Sabak. Her brother Kareem is helping, as is a couple dudes named Samir and Ishmael. So she goes to an old tomb place, and apparently the crown of Sabak was a 2-minute walk into this tomb, floating in the middle of the air. How did no one find it in 5,000 years?
Yep.
It wasn't its time. It was just there, waiting.
So Intergang shows up. They kill Samir.
What is Intergang doing? Well, how has Intergang not found it?
Yeah.
How are they doing anything? So they're obviously a cohesive government, evil or not. But like Thor said, we just see them asking for papers. Like, but they run this city.
Yeah. They ask for papers and
supposedly for Eternium.
They ask for papers
commerce
and show up with like hundreds of people and helicopters and jets when an archaeologist goes to a tomb.
At least Wakanda explains where vibranium's from, what it does, why the rest of the world wants it, and why they won't give it up.
I don't know why this movie was so shy about the Eternium. Maybe because the Wakanda comparisons, they were trying to avoid that, but that's comic books, you know? He flies like Superman does.
Yeah.
But it was a stupid device.
It was. So they think Ishmael dies too, but he was clearly always going to be the bad guy.
But he's floating on a piece of the ship.
Yeah.
In the ocean.
So Adriana gets the crown, then Intergang, and they're going to kill Adriana, but she says Shazam, and then Black Adam shows up. He kills all the Intergang guys, And then he gets injured and knocked unconscious by an Eternium rocket.
So I have a question. If I'm fighting Shazam and I say, hey, Shazam, look out, will he unbecome Shazam?
No, because he has to say Shazam.
But she says Shazam and he
He
arrives.
wakes up. Yeah.
Maybe it's to bylaw when you're unconscious and trapped in amber, like Dino DNA. Somebody has to say your name to wake you.
Yeah, that actually, but all of that is very. Maybe she had to be on that special spot. I don't know.
That's a terrible system. Like, we buried a man named Shazam here. Don't say the name Shazam right here over his tomb.
Damn it. Yeah.
It should be like a encrypted password, or at least something nonsensical.
But yeah. All right. So then we discover Ishmael is a bad guy. Shocking. Meanwhile, there's some sort of superhero headquarters where not Black Panther, not the Falcon, but Hawkman's hanging out, and Amanda Waller calls him and says, hey, you better go to this place because there's, a bad guy now. And so
the hierarchy of power is about to change. Go do something about it.
So
that's stately Hawkman estate.
Yeah.
In St. Roch, Louisiana.
Okay. So anyways.
Wow, interesting. I didn't know it was in Louisiana, or I didn't catch that. That's where Belle Reve prison is.
Yeah. So Cyclone shows up, who is like manic pixie dream girl, but except then she's not ever again. And then she only spins. Spitting towards the future. Dr. Fate and Atom Smasher, blah, blah. Then they get on a jet.
Have these people worked with each other before?
Hawkman
Atom
and
Smasher
Dr. Fate have.
And Dr. Fate, or not Atom Smasher, Hawkman and Dr. Fate seem to have a relationship, but
I think this is Cyclone and Atom Smasher's first mission.
Right.
So who is the Justice Society? Is it just those two guys? Or are there other people who are on vacation? Like, why is it their first go? And where is the society part of this?
Well, I mean, I think they just started.
Oh, so this is
I don't know
the origin of the Justice Society.
No. They've been around for a while. But I don't know. At this point, Sandman's probably dead. I don't know about the Spectre. Golden Age Flash
That would be such a cool character to see.
And Golden Age Green Lantern. I don't know. They couldn't bring those two in
for obvious reasons.
Although I mean, okay, the Flash on the CW, they did bring in Golden Age Flash, and it was pretty dope.
That's cool.
Although, as far as we're talking about on screen in the DCEU, again, if we don't assume things based on comic book knowledge, where they come from is not explained any way whatsoever. How long they've been around is not. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Waller starting a new Justice League, basically.
But Al's right. They do make, they make it known they've been around, but yeah, there's no explanation.
Yeah.
And they don't.
And this is Dr. Fate's final battle.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I mean, it has to be
They do
because
that
Pierce
so
Brosnan only agreed to sign on for one film.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But she will kill a character that could be so fun.
Dr. Fate, he's been operating for 100 years, he says.
That's true.
Yes, he has.
Was he talking about World War I think, at one point?
He's talking about the first time he saw planes. It was the RAF, so it could be World War I or II.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably one. So we let's see. We cut to Black Adam. He's waking up from a nightmare in Ammon's room. He's been asleep for 5,000 years. He's never seen mirrors before, and apparently sarcasm wasn't invented yet.
I don't think sarcasm was invented 5,000 years ago.
Too poor to be sarcastic.
There wasn't like, oh yeah, the Pharaoh's great.
Yeah, it's like I gotta work.
Is it his magical wisdom that allows him to speak English?
Sure, I guess.
Or the intergang occupation has forced everyone to speak English.
Yeah, but Black Adam himself
But Black Adam
speaks
I know.
English perfectly.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have an accent like the rest, a vaguely Middle Eastern accent like the rest of the people from this country do.
Well, he would have
that's the
ancient
wisdom of
Kandaki
Zahuti.
accent. Oh, the wisdom of Zahuti. That explains it.
Zahuti.
Yeah. So
I'll buy that though.
Anyways,
I'll buy anything you tell me, but if you don't tell me, fuck you.
For real.
Exactly.
I'll buy anything you tell me. I don't need logic.
No,
Yeah, this is a superhero movie.
There were so many
It's
things.
a movie.
There were so many things in this. If they had just been
I
like,
watched JFK last night.
Yeah.
It's not a documentary. That's a movie.
there's so many things in this that if they just been like, oh, it's like that because of magic, I'd have been like, cool. But they just didn't say anything about it.
Yeah.
But all right, so yeah, he wakes up. Adriana is the one who woke him up. She wants him to help them fight Intergang, but he's like, no, and leaves. And also, he just walks through walls because he's a dick. He explicitly says there were doors. He just chooses not to use them.
He's the Kool-Aid man. Oh, yeah.
I will say it was
Shazam!
a cool display of his power for him to just drift through rooms and walls.
Yeah.
I think that was a cool choice to kind of Encino Man him for a brief moment of like, I'm just an idiot who just came out of a time chamber.
But I mean, here's
Even symbolic a little.
Here's the thing, though, is he shows up and he's so powerful and he's so unstoppable and he kicks Hawkman's ass so many times. And it's just like there is no tension in this because
that's the Superman dilemma.
Yeah. And they don't.
You can't be too powerful and also entertaining.
And Superman dilemma, they solve that by him being very conflicted and being like, I want to help humanity so bad, and I have to be careful about everything I do. Whereas Black Adam doesn't have that in this film, so there is no emotional inner conflict except for that 5 seconds where he's
certainly
like,
not, yeah.
And so it's like, there is no conflict. There's no conflict in this movie.
I know
that's what I meant by Superman. That Superman has depth. I wasn't trying to say that, but like the all-powerful being. Like, what do you do? What do you do with that?
Yeah.
The movie that would have worked doesn't exist. Like this movie would not have worked no matter what script doctoring we think we can bring to it. It had to be an anti-Superman movie. I think that's the only way. Is like what would happen if Superman realized like I can change the world. I'm gonna do it. I wasn't like Apocalypse.
And Shazam was
good.
so lighthearted and family fun.
Rock.
So they had to put the Cavill Superman a little bit darker, darker instead of what's that dude's name who's really entertaining, Zach, whatever.
Yeah, Zach Levi, and that only works because yes, he's all powerful like that, but he's also a kid, so he doesn't really know how to do it. Right. So, but also the second The Rock was playing this character, it wasn't going to work because The Rock has to be the good guy and he has to win and he has to always be badass and cool every second.
Yeah.
For half a second, I thought the kid Bart Simpson was going to be like a Billy Batson.
Yeah.
That he would be Black Adam.
Yeah. So
it would have been cool for him to pass the mantle on.
Yeah.
And it would make sense that, that's why Billy was chosen, because he was pure of heart, but he was a kid. That's why he was pure of heart.
Yeah.
Even good guys live long enough, they fuck up.
Would that have fixed this movie? Him at the end saying like, you know what? I'm going to die. I'm going to wither away, turn into dust. You become the new Black Adam.
I'm going to be Skinny Rock again.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You can be the mighty Ammon.
Right.
So anyways.
In comics, he became Osiris.
Or Osiris. You can call yourself whatever you want. You have agency, young man. Here's my power.
No, I don't. Intergang runs everything.
I give you my powers.
Intergang. Intergang is a series of tubes, by the way.
Right. Inter implies it's different gangs going back and forth.
I knew Al Gore was involved.
So, anyways, The Rock goes to a big statue that kind of looks like him. Then Intergang starts oppressing Amon and Adriana
I hate it when they do that.
After Amon steals a walkie-talkie. They're completely ignoring him, but he's just like, oh, there's an intergang guy. I'm gonna steal his walkie and tell all the other intergang members that there's a new hero in town.
Yeah.
He's all, hey.
Could you imagine?
This is Ammon spinning the wax on
Can you
statues.
imagine in 2006 an Iraqi kid stealing a Blackwater walkie-talkie?
He'd be shot
Instantly.
Well, we learned from BMX Bandits that walkie-talkies are like gold.
Walkie-talkies are the most important piece of technology that humanity has ever produced.
It's a global currency. It's like oil or diamonds. You could go anywhere.
Yeah.
It has value.
So then Black Adam starts killing a bunch of intergang soldiers. And the Justice Society arrives. They're trying to stop Black Adam from killing people. There's a big action set piece. They can't stop Black Adam because he's super overpowered, and so he just leaves. And then they discover that they think Adriana has the crown of Sabak, but it turns out that she doesn't. Amon ran away with it, and they tell her that Black Adam's not a good guy. He's a bad guy.
Bad man.
Yes.
Bad.
So Amon goes home, and he has the crown. He hides it.
He Bart Simpsons through a
fucking
chute
crown.
in the floor in his bedroom. They're prepared to run, which you were not led to believe at any point.
Well, she's a revolutionary.
That's true.
Yeah.
But like
a guerrilla,
but he's
Ortho
also
Maltese shit.
stealing radios from intergang. She'd be like, don't talk to them as much as possible. You're a child.
Be like,
low profile.
Don't steal their walkie-talkies and tell them there's a new hero in town.
Do you want the cops to come? Because that's how you get the cops to come.
Because we want to avoid intergang coming to the house because this is where we meet for revolutionary meetings or something. And then he goes and does a dumb thing. Boom. Person.
Is she even aware of his secret shoot?
I don't. Well,
in his room.
No, and I guess she wouldn't approve.
Because that's how he gets out after hours. That's how he.
Yeah. That's how he goes and parties, skateboarding all over town.
Ammon after
spray
hours.
painting,
That's how he leaves
spray
without
painting
mom
El
and uncle.
Barto on the walls.
Finding out.
Kirby.
So, all right.
Ammon was El Bardo all along.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, anyways, the Justice.
This goes all the way to the bottom.
So, anyways, for no readily apparent reason, Black Adam went to like the old palace and is just hanging out there looking around. He just suddenly decided to stop fighting them and left. He went there. They follow him. They're like, "Hey, you're bad. You should stop being bad, and we let us lock you up." And then
it's the last piece of the old empire. It's the last piece of his home that he recognizes.
Yeah, no, I understand why he went there. It's just that the reason he decided to stop fighting and go there was no reason.
So
he got bored.
He is staring at the statue, right? Are we there yet? Where he's flying,
Which is so lame. Their
saw
champion didn't
that,
even have arms.
He went and stared at the statue like
Based on
3
that
separate
statue.
times.
Yes. So this
Colossus of Rhodes
drove me
statue.
crazy that he is just staring at the statue, because we get it now after seeing the whole movie. He's staring at the statue of his son,
Yeah.
the great hero of Kondak. But every time he's just floating there, it should feel like Superman when he's like in front of the sun. It should be like a
it's
majestic
giving him-
moment.
Mhm.
It's giving him pause and power, and he's in a meditative state or whatever, and a thoughtful moment.
Right.
He's
If
just
not
in the
literal
distance.
power.
Ignoring what's happening.
Yes.
It's the weirdest choice.
Well, I bet he can't hear. Do you think he can hear everyone?
Oh, he definitely
Superman?
can. He's got the powers of Hercules.
But this is okay.
Right?
So
Was that somebody who was knowing? He was a good listener.
Yeah, he can read newspaper print with his fingerprints. He's got long
He
ears.
could rip a lion apart
Long
with his
ears.
hands,
Hey,
and
look at the
he'll hear about your day.
yeah.
Oh, he does have long ears. Shazam has fucking Namor ears. Or Spock ears.
Black
Yeah.
Avenger,
Nasty.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got a real Leonard Nimoy look in the this picture. Anyways,
My work here is done.
Anyways, so no, constantly, again and again, he's just doing something until he decides to stop doing something so that everybody can be like, oh, he's bad. Let's go do another thing. And then he shows up to do another thing and then stops doing a thing and goes away to be alone for a while. The only
Things are just happening.
Things just happen and he just stops doing the thing and then goes to be alone for a bit again and again.
He doesn't
and again.
have a fortress of solitude. He's homeless.
Yeah,
It's true. He is a homeless superhero.
Because imagine if you could hear everyone and you were a dick. This would be terrible. Like Cal does it, but he's like, he just goes away so he doesn't get mad.
So have we talked about the needle drops in this movie yet?
Not yet. There's a number of needle drops.
So this is the one that should have worked the most. The good, the bad, and the ugly. This should have worked.
It should have.
This should have been hilarious. And we should have also been like, damn, wow, he's powerful.
But
wasn't there an updated version of the riff though?
I don't know.
The Marconi, the
it was a little weird, but so okay. So here's the problem. Okay, so with the scene, the good, the bad, and the ugly needle drop scene, like there should have been like there's this like we see him coming down behind everybody, and it should have been like, oh shit, Black Adam's here. But it felt so tossed off. Because we were just cut, and just one of those cuts in the middle was him just coming down, but we instantly cut away to something else. Like,
this is another thing that I thought of at this, because right now we're still establishing that he is unstoppable. He cannot be defeated. We're told that, but we haven't seen it yet. He punches 6 guys, throws one over the horizon. That's it. Just people. They're just people. Why not like a guy on a turret or like a tank or like a helicopter or something?
That could have been fun if there was a guy with like on a turret.
Well, in the first one when he was fighting back at the tomb, he like took out some helicopters and stuff.
Yeah. No,
but imagine if you're walking towards a cannon and then you get up to it and just sort of hold it and then the cannon explodes. On the guy who's operating it.
This felt like a de-escalation. That's all I'm saying is like it. Like that was cool, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but it didn't last very long. Him shooting lightning out of his fingers.
Yeah,
God damn it, I love that idea.
And there was no Tuco character.
Yeah, but I mean, also at any given point, he's supposed to be like just killing the bad guys willy nilly or what have you. He should have just gone through them like paper instead of like he was constantly using the right amount of force to make it dramatic.
Yeah. He's just doing it for the camera, which is not what you should be doing.
Yeah. Anyway, so like he's there at the old throne room and he's all sad and they're like, stop being sad and bad and let us lock you up, and he says no. And then it turns out that back at their apartment, Ishmael's shown up and he wants the crown and Amon has to hide, and instead of them discovering this, Amon just calls them and tells them what's happening.
Hey, I'm in the back of a speeder bike.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
While that's happening, so she's like, please go save my son, and Black Adam does, and he shows up, and they're trying to capture Ishmael's trying to capture Amon, and Black Adam shows up, gets Amon, and instead of flying him away from the bad stuff, just sets him on a different floor of the building where the bad stuff is currently happening, so that he can then get held hostage and taken away in a speeder bike. The Justice Society shows up and to help out, and there's another big fight, and they're trying to figure out what speeder bike he's on, and it turns out it's the wrong speeder bike, because then the movie can happen, and they go to China, and then they come back from China. I hate this movie. I'm sorry.
I wish that the landing in Mongolia or China or wherever worked better. because it's a cool thing to have happen. This is how far we've flown as we've been fighting.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work.
It didn't work, and I'm sorry, but those speeder bikes would have had to have been going like Mach 2 or 3.
Which I believe it's futuristic
On
technology,
bikes?
I guess.
On
Because
bikes?
they're fully enclosed. They're inside a chamber. You know,
Sure.
like
Okay,
I can buy that. Like if a Quinjet can go that fast,
I don't care about that.
Yeah, I
this
guess
bike.
not. What?
But I wish that had been better established. That like, look at how far we went. That's all we needed. You know, for the guy as he pulls him out to go like, wait, where are we? You know, and then gets thrown over the horizon.
So then he comes back to our vaguely Middle Eastern place, and they just find the crown. It was just in a secret drawer. It was just there. And they
after the interrogation scene.
Yeah. They interrogate the guy, and the guy's like, oh, he's bad, and he wants to do bad stuff with the crown, and he went to some place, and they're like, okay. And then they all go on the jet with the crown, and there's, I don't know, some stupid shit about an inscription that's dumb. I'm sorry, the inscription thing was stupid.
I know, yeah.
Life is the only path to death.
And like, oh no, it's upside down at the end. We figure out death's the only path to life.
It's a mirror. Death is the only.
Okay.
As above, so below.
And
mirror.
both are sort of absolutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of this stuff, all of this stupid like bullshit stuff that every movie every sci-fi or superhero or fantasy movie uses to get from one place to another, all of their stupid phlebotinum MacGuffin bullshit, it would be fine if this movie was in any way fun, interesting, or held together.
Okay, what is the origin of the word phlebotinum? I got to know.
It's Buffy.
It's a Buffy thing?
It's a Buffy thing, yeah.
It's blood, like a phlebotomist.
Oh,
But it's what the cast and crew used on set to describe the dumb thing that they used to make the plot go.
Reason I ask, there's
The blood,
there's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode where one of the characters is stuck in a time loop, and the secret word inside one of the characters' brains to show that they've done this before is phlebotinum, and they both say it at the same time.
Because Zach Whedon was the
That's
showrunner.
who draws That's who draws your blood.
I figured it was something related to the Whedons.
Yeah. So, anyways, they find where bad guy went, and they go to trade it for Amon, and then Ishmael reveals that he's the last descendant of the Bad King, and he wants to rule. And then
This movie is the tropiest movie ever. The bad guy is telling them their plan in the second act.
Yeah.
In the second act. We're not even to the third act. That's what you'd say it as he's on the
Because
table
the last
with
half
his
is a fight.
laser coming to his nuts. You know?
Yeah. But we're also like almost an hour and 15 minutes into it at this point.
Yeah. What is the act structure? When's the end of the first
There's
act?
no act structure to this movie. It's
just things happening.
Things just happen. So
It's my favorite description of a movie you've ever used, Thoreau. Things are just happening.
like this movie made me so tired. So very tired. So anyways, they give him the crown, and he tries to shoot him on, and then Black Adam comes and he does his exploding lightning trick.
He pulls the trigger, right? But also at the same time, okay, what is this shield? Is this an Intergang shield?
Yes. Made out of Eternium, which is why Black Adam can't get through it.
How does it come down again? Does anybody remember?
Ishmael turns
must
it
be
off.
recognized globally.
Yeah. No. Ishmael intentionally turns it off so that Black Adam can kill him, so he can then become the
Rock.
devil from the Pick of Destiny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mephisto.
right.
Ishmael has a clicker.
He's got a clicker. Yeah.
It's a garage door opener for his shield.
Hand me the clicker.
So
Thrilled.
Ishmael pulls the trigger. This is our slow motion moment.
Yes.
This is the stupidest slow motion moment in the whole movie.
And it's the slowest slow motion of all time.
And it's DJ's face going "Ugh," as he's flying as fast as he can, and he stops the bullet. Thank God.
He does stop the bullet, but he gets so mad that he explodes.
Yeah, he just blows up, and it's really hard on everybody.
And but luckily,
except for the child
luckily,
and the mom.
yes, luckily only bad guys die in his explosion.
He would have shredded that kid to little bits of goo. Like I grew up on the internet, and we watched 50 caliber bullets ripping people's arms off and things as young kids. That's what would have happened to him. Not a concussion and a coma. He would have been melted off.
Okay,
by the speed.
So
Well, it's a patented movie concussion coma where you're fine after you wake up.
Shot at 50 cal.
Yeah.
Yes, we have to be concerned about him for a while.
we saw Adriana be protected by Hawkman's wings, which are made of nth metal, which is pretty fairly indestructible. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
good
Some
shit.
good, yeah. It's like cast iron.
Cyclone is protected by Atom Smasher,
Gotta
who
season your wings.
is apparently invulnerable to a lot of shit.
Well, when you
Yeah.
get big, stuff can't hurt you anymore.
Yeah. He's a big
And-
boy now.
And Amon, we see, is protected by Dr. Fate, but not quite enough. But Dr. Fate comes in and like grabs him, like
Well-
right as BA is, exploding.
Yeah. Yeah. He would have been melted, man. It's just a weird choice to like why set this up this way?
Because they've already established that he's like the super most powerful thing. It's like
Yeah. This
What?
didn't need to happen. This
What?
was drama for no reason.
No, but it's so that he can be sad and guilty, and he's like, I'm going to say the thing, and you can lock me up because I almost killed a kid.
Okay.
I'm not a hero.
So this takes me to my other. I have so many unanswered questions, and I'm just going to pepper this whole episode with them.
You do.
Yes,
You really do.
I do. I have a few more. Bear with me. Dr. Fate can see the future.
Yeah.
He's been looking into the future this whole time.
You can see potential futures.
Yeah, options.
In none of those potential futures did Black Adam arise from the thing and save the day.
Apparently.
So you would think,
Well,
like,
I mean, it's
so he saw a future of them fighting Sabak and winning without Black Adam, I guess, is what we're
I guess
supposed to
He
believe.
didn't see himself die. That was one of them.
Because you think a guy who could see the future would be like, we can't lock you up. The reason you're here is the next battle. Ugh, this is rough. Sorry, you now have to work with us. Would have made more sense
Well, no,
than the synergy of seeing what's her name? Holland and Viola Davis.
Harcourt and Waller.
Harcourt and Waller.
yeah. No. Instead, they have to lock him up underwater so as a skinny guy, he can beat up a bunch of fucking mercenaries and not say his own name, which would have made sense until after he has to swim up as Skinny Rock through the ocean.
Skinny
Yeah.
Rock.
Skinny Rock.
New band
It's-
name called it.
Skinny Rock is so fucking huge too. He is such a big guy because you have to be able to fit that head on a body.
That's the name of my first album. Skinny Rock is huge.
Yeah. So, anyways, they lock him up underwater, and then
DJ Skinny Rock.
Yeah, I'll have a DJ on it. Sure.
DJ Skinny Rock and the MC BA
Scat Cats.
Scat Cat. So yeah. Anyways, and this is the point where they reveal that his son was the real hero, and Black Adam's not a hero.
This should have been an emotional moment.
Right? Shouldn't it have been?
This should have been a thing where I'm thinking, wow, this man truly loves his son. Instead, oh, what a twist. It felt like the worst of M. Night Shyamalan twists ever.
Yeah, but it was... and honestly, I genuinely laughed when as soon as he gives his power to his dad, he gets hit by an arrow within seconds through a window.
That's hilarious.
With an arrow.
Through a window. The second it happens. It was absolutely hilarious. So,
yeah, there could have been a more dramatic way to do that.
yeah. So, all right. After that, he surrenders. They lock him up underwater in a secret Black Ops site, and he's
A MacGuffin chamber.
He's in a pod.
There's so many Easter eggs in that chamber. The size of all the other pods is the real fun thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Task Force X Black Site.
Yes.
Secret location.
Yes. So then...
I think Antarctica.
Yeah. It's funny because it feels like The Raft.
Yeah.
From the MCU.
It does.
And there's a lot of things that they try to avoid, but this is very much like they should have taken him to space or something. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
So, yeah. So the Justice Society returns back to the city.
It does matter. That's part of his original origin, right? They put him 5,000 miles away.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been. I think it would have been cooler to have him in like an orbital or on the moon or something.
Because you can't scream there. We know that.
Yeah, you can't
Well,
talk
you
on
can't
the
scream
surface of the moon.
underwater either, really. But
again,
space makes more sense.
He breaks out, and instead of saying his name and just going, he fights all the guys as Skinny Rock.
Yeah,
the
it was a
fuck?
weird choice. That was a choice they made.
He fought them while still intubated.
That's because he's that hardcore. Because I bet you couldn't do that throw. Could you fight people while intubated?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always fight them when they 5150 me. I'm always fighting them.
I'm always like, give me a minute to take my sleep apnea mask on. Then I'm gonna kick ass and take names.
So, anyways, they go back. Dr. Fate has a premonition of Hawkman dying. They realize Ishmael intentionally wanted to die so he can become the Devil Man.
He's all, call me.
Did he have hooves?
Or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Did he have hooves? Was he cloven hooved?
I don't know.
I didn't see hooves.
He should have been.
So, yeah.
High heels.
Then he's back. He's the devil, and they fight him. But Dr. Fate makes it so only he's fighting him because he doesn't want the other guys to die. Dr. Fate, I guess, astral projects or does his magic and goes and helps the Rock, Skinny Rock.
Magic hug.
Yeah. He gets Skinny Rock
Dr. Fate, the guy on WKRP. That's a deep cut.
Dr. Fate helps Skinny Rock get out of his tube.
He Obi-Wan Kenobi's him. Black Adam, we need you. That's how he gets him out. He's like, oh.
Yeah.
And Black Adam's like, I'm Skinny Rock, but I'll do it.
I love it because I wonder if he thought well, how long have I been out? What do you mean? It's only been 15 minutes.
Right. It just happened.
You guys were hasty as shit.
That would have been really funny, though, to have him come out and be like, what year is it? Be like, it's 2022, man.
It's been 10 minutes.
Relax. Because it's only been 10 minutes.
So, then.
Yeah. How did you get through processing that fast?
Yeah, for real.
So
in jail.
So
at some point, it was Hawkman who tells his crew not to let Sabak sit on the throne, and they fight. Why didn't he tell Atom Smasher to go smash the throne?
Dude.
Oh my god! Good point. Just step on it.
Yeah.
Stop fighting this guy. Just
smash.
Put a knee through it.
I'm sorry. I
destroy the throne.
Why does he need to sit on the throne? Because that makes him the ruler of Kahndaq?
It's magic. Yeah.
If my arch enemy was like, I'm gonna sit in that chair, I'd be like, the fuck you are.
Smash the shit out of that thing.
Bye chair.
Put
I'd
some
be like,
dynamite in
that's
it.
a weird flex.
So when he sits on the throne, he releases his spooky, scary skeletons on the city to go to area housing their way around.
Are those
Oh,
intergang
cheesy.
members changed, or are those just zombies?
Those are just zombies. Those
They're
are
just-
all the
Those are
dead
zombies.
people.
They're just spooky,
That's your
scary
run-of-the-mill.
skeleton. They might be skeletons,
So
actually.
we don't see
They
any
did the
intergang
mash.
members fighting with the Kondaki. I'm just gonna say it like
No.
Iraqi people.
Kondaki.
No, the intergang seems to have completely disappeared from this movie halfway through.
Oh, you know why though? Because the hierarchy of power is completely changed in Kondak.
That's why.
So they understand their place in the pecking order. I would have loved to see them fighting with the people and being like, "Oh,
Well, no.
this is awful."
But again, intergang was just 4 dudes, and The Rock took care of those 4
That's
dudes.
true. They all died during the good, the bad, and the ugly sequence.
Oh, so you want a 10 ring situation?
Yeah, yeah. It would
was
it would
like,
have made
this-
sense.
Oh
to
wait,
see
this is bad.
find common cause and be like, we have tanks and helicopters. We'll fight these demons with you. We're not so bad after all. We're just fascists.
Yeah,
Most of them in this city are dead by now.
That's fair.
yeah, because there was only 4.
Yeah.
So Doc.
Most people in any city are dead if you think about numbers.
Well, okay, fair.
Well, and I wonder, does the second shift not come on? They don't have like an alert that the other half of the team has died. So like the second shift is going to wake up in an hour or two after the movie ends and be like, well, let's go to work. Like, oh, what happened?
They didn't have their fly bikes charged up. They
Yeah,
had to plug them in.
you got to plug them in front of the target.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
So all right, so Dr. Fate dies, and then Black Adam swims up through the ocean, and then he comes back and he fights Buck, and with Hawkman, who has Dr. Fate's helmet, and then he rips Sabak in half, and we're all okay now.
Does Hawkman wear Dr. Fate's helmet?
No,
he just
holds
held it.
He's just holding it like it's Grogu. He's like little baby Yoda under his arm. He's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, wait,
I miss
doesn't
my dead
Cyclone-
friend.
Or maybe it's Dr. Fate himself. Somebody says if you put it on, you'll go, oh, wait, she's saying that to Atom Smasher.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that doesn't
he
happen.
picks that he's going to put. Oh, it doesn't happen.
Well, no. Well, I mean, yeah, it doesn't actually happen. Hawkman just picks it up and uses it, like he knows.
No, I
how.
know, but she mentions to Atom Smasher that you'd like go insane.
Yeah, absolutely. She does say that. So yeah, now he's killed Sabak, and he's like, "Hey, you should call me." And then they cut to the title card because that's only the 17th or 18th movie that's done that now.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's the stupidest thing ever to end this movie that way. People have been calling him Black Adam the whole movie.
Yeah, and also like
Not in the
Oh.
movie.
Not in the movie. Teth is something else.
they
as
call him
Al
Teth
pointed out.
Adam actually over and
Oh,
over.
That
I
means
thought-
mighty human.
I thought
Or
somebody
something
called
else.
it Black Adam.
No, the kid says maybe we should call you Black Adam because you wear all black. And we
Oh.
should lean into that, but
He
like.
said lean into the
Yeah.
black. Yeah.
Tell
But-
them the
but-
man in black sent
Yeah,
you.
but like they
Yeah.
don't call him Black Adam. But again, like it's been like dramatically cut to the title card as a reference to the character finally getting a name has been done quite a few times.
Yeah. It makes me think of Age of Ultron where they ended with Chris Evans not saying Avengers Assemble.
Yeah. Credits roll in a mid-credits sequence. Adam Waller calls Black Adam. I guess
Adam Waller?
Yeah.
Amanda Waller. Sorry. Yeah, calls.
She tells him not to leave Kondak.
And he's
Yeah.
like, bitch, I'll go where I want.
I
Right.
go to space.
That is funny
Like-
because he's not aware of her power necessarily.
He
And
totally
influence.
probably would have just stayed there if
Yeah.
Right.
she had
Yeah.
called and said, "Don't leave." It's like, fuck you,
Yeah.
bitch.
Right?
I'll go where I
Hey,
want.
I wasn't going to leave.
And then Henry Cavill shows up in his final appearance as Superman, the appearance which allowed him to claim the title of playing Superman longer than any other actor. He's now officially did it longer than Christopher Reeves with this appearance.
Good for him.
Yeah, I like him. And I liked this scene.
You know what this scene reminded me of? The end of Morbius. Couple of guys like you and me, we could do some good in a place like this.
Yeah, it was a lot
It's-
like that.
The most open-ended, we have no idea what we're going to do
Right.
thing
yeah, they just
to do.
met is all.
And not to say that like mid-credit scenes should connect everything. Marvel leans on that too much as like a teaser for the next movie. But
sometimes
to do
it's literally just a trailer for the next movie.
Yeah. But to do it and have it be so vague that like we all know nothing is going to come from this.
So Superman showing up to potentially fight Black Adam. I liked how he said, it's like, hey, we should talk.
Absolutely. I like
It's a very Superman thing to say.
It is.
Absolutely.
And I
Yeah,
like
it wasn't threatening.
Yeah, neutral approach.
I liked just seeing Henry Cavill as Superman.
Same. God, I love
I
that
do
costume.
But let's think back about Superman. He is notoriously vulnerable to magic.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I watched the Shazam Black Adam Superman animated little short that they have on HBO after watching this movie. And that's the big thing where he's like, I sense that you're vulnerable to magic, is what Black Adam keeps saying to Superman. I would have loved to see them.
Yeah, there's no magic on
connect.
Krypton.
Yeah. And the lightning
Krypton
is,
was an almost Vulcan-like society.
the lightning is barely
who
magical.
flies on like dragon birds in this
Yeah.
DCEU
Oh, right.
specifically.
Yeah.
That's right, I forgot.
Weird
Yeah.
biotechnology in Krypton.
Lawyer scientists.
Lawyer scientist. Yeah, so that's the whole movie.
That's the movie. It's
That's a
movie.
good area you brought up. 75 to 70.
Yeah. We ready to rank it, guys?
Yeah, I
sure.
guess so.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to spend any more time on this thing. We've spent a lot of fucking time on this already. So we have Shazam at 61. That seems like a good place to start the conversation. We have Man of Steel at 70.
I did not like that movie.
I did not like Man of Steel. I also feel like this is a worse movie than Man of Steel.
This is a worse movie than Man of Steel by far. It's
Yeah, it
worse than
doesn't
Let There
have
Be
the
Carnage.
Nosh
Absolutely.
of Superman.
It's worse than The Incredible Hulk.
It's worse than The Mask. The
Yeah.
Rocketeer.
Worse than Constantine.
I like the Rocketeer and the Mask. You're right.
I think it's
New
worse than
Mutants.
Teenage
I like
Mutant Ninja
Darkman.
Turtles.
How's the skin going?
How's the skin going?
How is the skin going? Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, we have at 86.
Yeah, it's a big stinker like that one.
Yeah, around there.
Around Venom, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
better
is,
than Rise of Silver Surfer.
it is. It is, absolutely. Better than Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Better than Hancock.
Yeah,
Is it better than Venom?
I don't think so, personally, but,
Yeah.
I think there's an argument at least somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I know, Al, what are you thinking? You've been very quiet. I get the feeling maybe you didn't hate it as much as some of the rest of us did.
I did not hate it as much as some of the rest of you did. But
I didn't hate it.
I can see it below Venom.
I don't hate it. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made, like I said, it just made me
Sorry,
tired.
Dad.
Yeah.
It just made
The-
me tired. Like, I just
There-
don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah, it was
There
boring.
were a lot of cool things. But yeah,
So you choose a.
below Dawn of Justice, below Venom, above Rise of the Silver Surfer.
I can live with that.
Alrighty.
So that is where we are putting Black Adam at number 88. Between
Hierarchy
Venom
of power, man.
and Fantastic Four, The Rise of the Silver Surfer. And
I will say that I do wish they would consider a sequel.
Yeah.
I think The Rock is good in this role. If he was going to be anywhere in any comic universe, Black Adam
Yeah.
is where he should be. And there are things they could explore. I know they won't.
I will say we'll see how Shazam 2 ends.
I would.
Fair.
I have
But
to...
it makes me want Cavill to be Superman.
Absolutely.
It would be fun to see all three of them together in a movie.
I have to say that I am pleased as punch that there is likely to never be a sequel to this movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, that said, it's done. Black Adam is done. Next week on Harmless Phosphorescence, we are going to be watching Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
I'm watching it right now. It's
Makes me so sad. Saddest Marvel movie, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is going to be the last movie in our series before we go back and catch up on the ones we missed. Because Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is still in theaters.
Yep.
And we're not going to cover it until we get through Phase 4. MCU Phase 4 is the end of the first part of our first season. I'm still marking all of our episodes season 1. Black Panther 2 is going to be the last episode of season 1, guys.
Year 3, season 1.
Yep. So that is it. We will thank you everybody for hanging out with us. This has been your host, Rose Smiley. I'm just going to say Shazam so we can all go home.
I'm Josh, but you can call me Teth Cece.
Throw me over the horizon. I'm Brian Lesh.
I'm Alaric Weber, and I'm still waiting for my lack of bald spot to pay off.
Chicks love it, man.
There's always
curly
wigs.
on the outside, smooth on the inside.
Inside out. Weird.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.